It all starts at the awakening ceremony. Man, today is the day the mortals start working. Enough of this lazy teenager life. He says everyone is going to awaken. Those everyday life classes are really just a bunch of losers. While the chubby guy swallows his pride, he says it's amazing. A combat profession awakened. Someone approaches and bumps into him, dude. The second bootlicker already wants to know who the brave one is, who didn't apologize after bumping into brother Foam, but the kid glances back, just says sorry and walks away. Foam stays there smiling, saying it had to be this guy, while the chubby one wants to know if the arrogant kid there is by any chance a young master. Foam laughs and asks if he doesn't know. What happened to the Lin family? The mortals who were mysteriously wiped out 10 years ago. This one is the last survivor, and a filthy trash named Lin Han. He shouts, saying it's ridiculous that the mortal came all the way here to embarrass himself at the awakening. Lin Han, however, is just smiling, thinking that the weak stay on the sidelines laughing, believing that awakening a rare profession makes them special. Let me show you what true talent is. When he touches the stone, a Budo appears in midair and a willpower aura covers everyone, leaving them confused. While Foam can't believe it, the kid had to have awakened something insane, and now he's going to embarrass himself. But the special talent that appears is Beastmaster. The girl with the popsicle says it's a shame. That profession is a waste of talent. Han is standing there when Fei Yong comes over and asks, "Mortal, do you think your life got better?" It's good to remember that every tamer is trash. That's because beasts need an absurd amount of resources to get strong. And you have no family and you're broke. The protagonist, however, just replies, "Hey, look who's in front of me. Aren't you Foam Hong's brother?" Who is useless, except for the fact that he has a profession. The blondie wants to tell him to shut up, and man, he just threw a punch out of nowhere, saying he's going to kill him right now, man. But that sandal hit like a beauty. He came in flying with a kick, dude, tore the kid's blood out. Flew far away, what the heck? Man, it's no wonder because it's the size of Barbie's thighs. She's more like Barbie, saying that a filthy guy like him shouldn't even. Opening his mouth to talk about her student. "Disappear now, I'm going to peel your skin off your flesh." Damn, she's fierce. The kid already left shaking all over, he knows. That damn bibbing is just a cursed teacher, but her family is strong. Better not cause trouble while she's praising our boy. You awakened a secret profession. Ha, teacher, don't say that. Hee, don't keep provoking me. Crazy. But she already warned, she made it clear 1,000 times. That outside school, you call her big sister, not teacher. That's good. He learned that fast, and the kid already started with a cheek strike. Right there, you know the deal, it's going to come hard. Suddenly the kid reversed the move. We have the guys who use money cards to win over women. Here we have the teacher. What the heck? Never seen so many good things in one frame, dude. It's a card. It's all too much. She's giving it away because she knows how to buy. The beast is expensive and our boy, son, didn't refuse. Not only accepted, he said he'd give his whole life to her. While she's banging his head on the floor, right after, we're in the luxurious castle of our little protege, right? Or not, dude. But he doesn't care about poverty, man, because now it's time to start showing off with a little system. But in the next chapter, shows the background of our boy's son, the eldest son of the powerful Lin family. But 3 years ago when he got home, everything had been destroyed by a wave of monsters. What do you mean? Man, the original owner of the body died on the floor from sadness. The dude lay there like a mummy. That's it. Our boy woke up in the body. And now, 3 years later, finally, the system appears. He knew it was impossible for him to end up in another world without a little hack. Damn, how can something like this be? Name, Lin Han. Beast Tamer, which is a secret profession. And the stats don't look that low, huh? Hello, 50 agility, 110 spirit. Not that bad at all. And the system hit him in the head, saying it only appeared now. Because he just awakened the profession, the first mission is called Miracles Need Money, and Destiny Can Indeed Be Bought. He had to spend 100,000 coins to activate a new system. Inside the system, the Prodigy is already saying, "That bastard must have seen the money I got from the Ice Sister, and now he's trying to steal from me." But he quickly orders to proceed with the mission and explain how it's going to work. Suddenly, he finds himself on a kind of planet. Out in outer space, the system immediately congratulates him for activating the new mode. That was the hall, where he could get ultra-rare beasts. From the Pokemon-like shape, you can tell it's powerful. The system warns that since he's at the first stage, only one little beast can be released. He knows every 10 levels represent a new stage, meaning that's the level he'll have to reach to get another strong one. He's anxious, man. This is his hack, right? It's possible the beast's coming from the system. will be weak with not many options. He decides to spend the money right away and see what comes. When he clicks on the photo of the strong one that appears, it's a deep web Baruda. Wow, actually it's not even a Baru. It's a tiny microbe, an ant on his little finger, man. And he wonders if he really spent 100,000 coins just to get an ant. But right then, the creature makes contact with him, entering its second form. And man, here comes the big ant. From this angle, I'd say it's a Tanajura. It must be, and our boy is there amazed, man. Warning that, at this pace, he'll be able to stay on top tomorrow. On the day of the test, at Shadow Mountain, the Capicula crew was summoned. And the boss announces that today they would pass the test to see the potential of the profession they received. The bearded big shot is named Cal Chong, and he says Bai Bing had an emergency. So, she won't be there today. Smith is petting his celestial Tanajura. Meanwhile, the guy says the portal will take him to appropriate zones for the lay where they meet, when suddenly, someone taps Lin Ho on the shoulder and calls him. It's a guy named Long Chandler, who is a chubby friend of his and wants to know if he got a beast to make a contract with, and he's still humble. He said if not, they can go together, and he'll help the boy. However, Phone Gang is nearby saying that anyone who needs help to pass the first test should just give up, because it's pathetic, and he even offers a little jump, warning that if he starts barking, begging, he can take him into the group to help. Lin asked if it's a dog pack where you have to bark to get in. The guy was laughing until he realized he got roasted. And for God's sake, this crazy guy, if he says something, he immediately jumps to punch you, puts it on a plate, gives that first aura farm, grabbing your arm, asking if you haven't eaten today. Phone is confused, man. He awakened a Duta class. How did this kid, who is a beast tamer, hold his fist? Meanwhile, the teacher is calling for Lin Han and telling him to come quickly and stop fooling around. Long wants to help our boy, but he says it's no problem. He can handle himself. Crazy. But it seems Phone already talked to the teacher to make his test extremely hard and make sure he doesn't come back alive. Crazy. The teacher is looking at our little guy and said a kid like that shouldn't be near. Bai Bing because she was one woman destined for him. That's what having a kid does. When you don't have a woman, you struggle because you don't have one. And when you have a woman, you struggle because you do, really, nothing but misery in life. Our little protege heading the other way. He's entering Dundee, man, the wolf's habitat. It's an area recommended for levels 11 to 20. Olinha finds that strange. Why would they send him to a place so many levels above his own? But before he could understand why, dude, the first creatures appear. He's already surrounded by little wolves all around. That's when he pets the Tanajura. Hey big, but wake up my girl, come on. She glows, said and did, spreading her wide 4-strand wire to the sides. And she appears opening her little eye, already letting the master know she's ready. In the big but combat stance. Level 10 with 800 strength, man, seriously? Seems like cheating, right, considering he had 50 before. And me laughing, he's eager to see the big girl's power. Besides, with her summon, because of the skills she has, he gains a bunch of attribute bonuses, more than he has. With that, beautiful thing, punches and kicks. The angle is terrible, artist. I'll have to teach you how to set the camera at the best possible angle. A few seconds later, the little wolves are all down, but man, now I'm thirsty. I've been talking so much about her, and she's all sad. Lin praises her, saying she was just summoned, and already had enough strength to finish all those monsters. So, when she grows, she'll grow even more. Haha, no. Actually, when she levels up, do the poor things. Won't stand a chance, but Lin decides he has to fight too, man. Especially since, with the strength he has, with the stats she gave, he's not much weaker than someone who awakened a combat profession. The little ant is all cute, huh? Wondering if he's going to fight. And he replies that he knows he's way weaker than her. That she's like 10 times higher level, but he can't just stand still either. He pets her, thinking it's hard to associate her with the word fool. A celestial beast, yet she looked like an innocent girl. But as soon as she got 10 centimeters close to him, he was already blushing red. And he already saw what kind of protagonist he is. Meanwhile, some guys in the corner are wondering if the kid shouldn't be alone. That's what Kachiang warned, Professor. But they're not seeing the boy alone. They're seeing something with a shape and a face, haha. Top tier, those bastards aren't high. But now everyone wants to eat insect, huh, the bastard. However, the shaved head warns to be careful. That girl clearly wasn't weak. They would have to ambush her together when her guard was down. And kill the kid first, but when he looks back, the fierce one already grabbed his friend by the neck, asking if he wanted to hurt her master. Man, the moment the guy sees that his friends didn't stand a chance at that very second, He's trying to run away, knowing she's at least level 20, while he shouts orders at his back, telling them not to let this guy escape. The guy tries to exit through the other side of the dungeon, but ends up crushed by a monster's paw. When the protector tells the little ant to stay still, man, while wondering if this wasn't supposed to be a level 11 to 20 zone, because there was a giant wolf at level 22. The fool is underfoot begging for help. But he got pancaked, and the protagonist's mission instantly changes. To kill this creature and earned 200 beast points. As good as it seemed, he knows it won't be easy. And that's why he tells the little ant it's better for them to retreat. For now, the problem is she had a weird smile. And it didn't look like she wanted to back down, since it was like that, man. He tells her to move away as he charges at the wolf at full speed. The creature comes in to give him a bite. However, she manages to dodge to the side. The girl is struggling, sweating there. Oh no. Man, the big wolf headbutt her and threw her up in the air. And at the same time, he unleashed that Dragon Ball style combo, dude. He teleported up there before she could get up. He already struck and she fell to the ground again. Man, he's about to crush her. He's on her back now, raising another paw to strike. He delivered a combo and damn, man, the girl is like an ant. She's getting beaten badly here. The guy realizes it, right? That clearly, she can't fight without any advantage. She's just taking hits. Worse yet, there were other wolves attacking him. Sneakily, he dodges the first one and grabs its paw, saying there's no way he's going to die like an idiot. He uses one wolf to hit another while the mission updates to kill 9 out of 10. He grabs one by the mouth and tears it completely in half. With that, the mission to kill 10 wolves is completed. He instantly gains 100 beast points. He tells the little ant to activate frenzy mode. This skill costs 100 points, and it deals 100% of her total strength as damage to the target, with a cooldown of 5 minutes and 1 second between uses. She seems to turn into a little ant again, flying around the confused part of the beast. The wolf is looking around, confused, when suddenly it takes a bazooka blast to the chest. Man, she hit it perfectly, truly like a little ant. Damn kid, she got mad, screaming like a crazy person. Wow, now she copied the little prod. She tore the monster in half too. Ah, she entered its body. She was like a little ant, right? Grew inside and split it in half. With that, the mission to kill the boss is completed. He gains 1,500 experience points. The big lynch is impressing, man. A level 22 boss being killed like that. It really was a fierce beast with a grin there. Peculiar, right? Clearly, these girls aren't all there in the head. He wonders if the system notified her about what's going on. Why is she reacting like that while the system tells him to collect the items that drop from a boss? Her frenzy state ends too. She becomes all happy, smiling and hugging him, saying she killed the big dog. And she's Tai. Man, she clings to him while wondering what this nice feeling is, but she warns that she's tired. So Kaio let her sleep. It was easier to sleep like a little ant. Man, just put it in your pocket, but for now. He pets her, and after a while, she's on his shoulder. While he takes a look, he thinks the status window really looks just like a game. It was time to see what came from this boss. The first item was a wolf-bound sword, which required level 22 to equip and gave some attributes, plus a friend status and an extra 5% bonus. There's also an ice staff. What are the chances he'd give that to Big Sister? He's excited now. Just keep hunting, leveling up, and selling these items online for money. So he won't go hungry. But at this moment, he had just reached level 10 by killing the boss, and with that he needed to do a class advancement, or he'd be stuck at this level. Laihan is a bit confused. He didn't expect killing the boss would push him straight to level 10. The plan was to keep hunting and collecting items, but it seems that won't work now. However, before leaving, he has to talk to those two idiots, lying there to find out what they were planning. A few hours later, outside, there are some doctors in front of the gate. Cao Chong tells them to get ready, to take care of all the students while thinking it's a shame, but some, unfortunately, don't have any treatment that can save them. It's not just someone calling out for the shorts, haha, it's her herself. A really big thread, really big. Everyone wants to know what she's doing there. In theory, she was supposed to be busy. The shorts, hello Coach Bay. We're here to welcome the amazing students, right? You don't need to be here. But she wants to know why. That was Lin's test. You better explain yourself. Coach Young told her to stop interfering. Even though she's close to Lin Han as an instructor, he's the one who decides, and, in his opinion, the students have to be treated equally. If she wants to improve the plan, they can have a private meeting to discuss everything. Good heavens. Right then, she pulls out a knife and puts it to his neck, saying he better explain himself and stop messing around. I'm crazy, the shorts. I don't know what you're talking about, Miss Bay. But she says Lin just awakened as a tamer. So why was he sent to a level 20 zone? He can't even defend himself, let alone tame a monster in a place like that. Just because his family died, you think that's enough? Coach Young grabs the dagger and asks her to put it away, says he misunderstood. He has good intentions. Lin is a talented boy. He awakened a secret skill. It's definitely going to work out. He even sent 3 assistants to help, really big. So, put the knife away and say it's fine, but he better come back alive. Otherwise, any piece missing from the boy, she'll tear it off the shorts and hand it to him. He's going there all right. While thinking, that bitch is playing the tough girl now, but when she sees Lin's corpse, she'll see with arrogance. Then she won't have any choice but to learn her lesson. Huh, what kind of reasoning does this guy think he has? He thinks she's going to call him for a one-on-one fight. If Lin dies, oh my god, poor guy, he really is the unfortunate side character. With an IQ of 4 on top of that, it was announced that everyone who took the test had returned. Look at that, man, the first woman in this story who isn't, a monster or the teacher. Class 6, this is Lang Ling Shu. And with the storm mage profession, she's one of the few with dual talents. Everyone says it was expected to have someone as talented as her. If the first one shows up at the same moment, Foam appears saying that's what's expected from the number 1 in the school. She finished before him. He approaches, saying that as the genius of this place, they should get to know each other better. But, man, she just takes a step forward, leaving the fool gasping for air. She even says that if it were Lin Han, she would give him a big hug. The fool is angry, but is secretly hoping that damn Lin Han is dead, and then Tian Jiao appears asking, "Where's Lin?" Feng immediately says, "Didn't expect the chubby guy to survive. He was lucky. It's just a shame that his friend from the amateurs, on the other hand, didn't have the same luck." Tian Jiao orders a repeat, and Feng says, "Man, he guarantees Lin Han is already dead in there." Cao Chung tries to play the nice teacher, telling him to shut up. Actually, he's telling the chubby guy to shut up. I don't know why I thought for a second he'd be smart and try to pretend he was worried. But no, he just scolds the chubby guy, telling him to stop blocking everyone's way. Chan Chan is just thinking he's sure Lin will come back. However, an hour later, the bootlickers are all around Feng doing what they do best. Meanwhile, Chan Chan is starting to get a little worried, and the suck-ups are still saying he has no one now to do his ass-kissing job when suddenly, dude, they threw a rock at the kid's head. Did you die? The Chan is already hyped. Our boy is now in their hands. This little rock looks tiny, right? He apologizes, saying he lost track of time, was having too much fun inside. At night, we rush over all excited, while Big Big is just thinking that this bastard scared her for a second. Cao Chung is confused. Hey, I sent 3 guys to finish this loser. How is he alive there? Just chilling? I got it. You got lucky this time, Lin, but don't think you'll get away that easily. That's what Feng keeps saying. And hey, how did a beast tamer survive? It's impossible. He must have hidden in corners and waited for the gate to appear. The Chan Chan, right? Who has to lick our boy's boots? That's his job. Already want to know if Feng lost his mind. Obviously, the kid, looking sharp, must have wiped them all out. But Frank said it's impossible. Soon, they'll find out this kid is a coward, especially with that useless beast tamer skill. Chubby is foaming. While our guy asks, how long will the big dog keep barking, warning that with his skills, he won't even manage to stay under his foot? Foam wants a bet. Whoever has the higher level. The kid is ready to put 100,000 coins on the line. The protagonist said it's okay then, but better not regret it. He turns to the instructor, Karo, and says, the whipped cuck stays quiet there. Doesn't get involved, you loser. All right then, I won't get involved, especially since he thinks the little pro will lose. And now he's going to be embarrassed. Big, quite tall. Knows this kid is planning something from that little smirk. With that, Calkin says the bet is made. And Chandel steps in, saying he'll help our boy, level 2 kid. Berserk or Phone laughed, wondering if everything about him is really that tiny. Oh, Mama's already got this guy, son. That's because, he's acting like a big shot. Level 3, they're all polishing his ego. Everyone's there celebrating, saying it's great to be friends with Mr. Phone. Chan's already scared, man. It's hard to stop a newbie's hype. Because, he's a newbie. Doesn't get much experience. And Phone said our boy better not run away. Now he's got to kneel 3 times. Prachin, for now, is talking big. Just chill there, buddy. Relax, I'll handle this. He's already showing that level 10 beast tamer skill. The fools are all left speechless now, huh, man? How is it possible for someone to have that kind of score on the first mission? Obviously, this only happened because the idiot in shorts sent our boy on a mission where he should have died. And then he farmed a lot, and Fong says there's no way. Never in history has anyone leveled up that much on the first mission. Not even beautiful Shui, the most beautiful and powerful in the whole school. Managed it, so he's cheating. He tells him to wake up to reality just because he can't do it. Doesn't mean others can't. Besides, figure out, instructor. Damn, you promised, right? To keep an eye on the bet. And now I won. So please, you're the one who has to make sure phone doesn't go back on his word. Besides, he makes it clear he reached level 10. Because of some assistance, a bunch of people on this mission were trying to help him way too much, and he could only be thankful. The brat noticed that bastard. Did you know I sent someone after him? And for him to come out alive and know about this, he would have had to capture those guys. And get them to surrender? No way. I worked hard for that damn kid to ruin my plans. Meanwhile, with butterflies in her head, Lingue Chu is there wondering if, damn, is he really level 10? Not even she, the Academy's #1 genius star, reached level 5. Storm Mage 2, yeah. Our prototype calls for big. Wanna know what brought her there looking a bit awkward? She said her business was already done, so she came to check out the new talents. Our boy Suck Up is there praising him, when suddenly Big gets startled. Man, out of nowhere the tough guy came to give the kid a smack on the head. Guys, in this story, there are serious emotional control issues, and the fierce one had to step in. She threw down some real punches, hitting what? Well, he tells that damn girl to stop breaking the Academy's rules. Today he was going to kill Lin Han's friend, and I think you're the one breaking the rules. It doesn't make sense, she's big, but she also falls to the ground. What's going on? But she got up all bold, threw a spinning move, came in with a high kick right at him. Tia Neal is celebrating. But Han knows poor Bing Fi is going to starve. And Ka Chiang defends himself, saying that all the honest feelings he has for her are a waste. He pulls her by the foot. The poor girl ends up upside down. And he says he's going to have to collect what he wants now. This crazy guy clearly belongs in jail, but man, take a look at the kid's time and go with a big kick to the ears. Big falls into his arms. He asks, "Hey, tough girl, are you okay, princess?" "Yeah, I'm fine." A woman who's still used and asked, "Foolish professor, what's it like to take a level 10 kick to the face?" Right in the middle of the face, no sneaky attack from that girl. And he still went hungry? Who uses the 2 brain cells he's got? And he asks how it's possible he sent 3 assassins. Level 15, and the kid came out alive. Surely, he must have killed those guys and turned them into experiments. That's clearly not an argument. Because, no one wants to die. The bootlicker's all there smiling while he says he can't allow such a cruel student to continue in this academy. But something slips past him. And one of those guys attacking our guy falls to the ground as he asks if he's talking about those assistants. That's when Cao Chung realizes the assassin he sent really isn't in this world anymore. If that guy died, no one else survived. But for him, that was perfect, because the dead can't testify against him. And he even says, the body's right here. Lin Han, how are you going to argue that? You went around killing everyone. Lin said he's not going to argue anything, man. He was up on a mountain, found some bodies, and kindly decided to bring them out here, unlike the kind of person who'd have the guts to send an assassin to kill a young student on his first dungeon run. He pats the fallen guy's chest and says, "Here, man. Your life was cruel. Huh, buddy? You died like a fool. Even dead, he's being used as a pawn for this guy to escape blame. If he come back to this world as a haunted spirit to torment him in the middle of the night. Feng Hong's shorts, huh? Just do the same thing." He jumps to throw a punch while Big is calling for our boy, who apparently is dodging. Man, a shadow was right behind that guy. They ask how it's possible for a professor like him to send people to kill a student. The guy's getting angry, trying to land a hit, but no attack connects. Jumps on a bandwagon and sucks up, cheering, and man, the guy unleashed JoJo's fist combo. However, even so, the prototype is dodging, and the kid can't understand how that's possible. His father makes a little hop over, knowing that at this moment, he just can't take any direct hits, but he also won't keep facing this guy fist to fist, since the guy has more physical power than him. Damn, I thought he was going to throw that big stick too. Mess up the butterfly in his head. But actually, he pulled out and cast the spell on himself, freezing the fool's foot, man. And before the dude could react, with his foot frozen, he lands a strike right on the shin, meant to break it. The fool is out cold on the mountain. And Lien is impressed. Really, these extra levels gave him crazy strength. Not to mention dropping a rare item this early is unusual. Now he just needs to keep this guy from getting too close, and this fight is secured. And obviously, he's only able to fight because of the badass ant's attributes. But he knows that if he's managing, imagine what she can do. Dude is already level 13 with 1700 strength and heading towards Cao Chong. In this moment, you're almost learning the perfect angle. Just lower the camera and go a little further down, just a bit more of the kid. But he decides to turn around with guts, saying this kid deserves to die anyway, and throws a punch against her lightning strike upwards. Everyone is shocked. Oh man, looks like the guy really couldn't handle the impact. He wasn't sent flying. The Chan celebrates. While Big Big wants to know who the new big boss is this time. Feng moves to the other side. Thinks this doesn't make sense. How was the student hitting the teacher? Damn. But the little ant was screaming desperately. Right then, Lin Han, send the A. And go back and wash it really big there. I'm telling you guys, she's big. All happy. She clings to our guy and asks if he likes it. When she obeys, he said yes. He says she can go back to being an ant, and she obeys. She's back on the boy's shoulder, the shorts, who is trying to keep up his act, saying the boy is coercing outsiders to kill him. Who was that woman from before? That he brought here to kill a teacher. Really, he deserved to be punished. And then the dude rips his shirt, but suddenly someone steps on his shoulder and throws him to the ground, warning Instructor Cal. This hasn't been investigated yet, so please don't accuse the students. Licking the ground, now wanting to know what the school principal is doing there. F level 56. And the rank 1 demon refiner, C Kong Cheng. The shorts guy is still on the same vibe, telling him that this boy Lin killed one of the assistants just to level up. He was going to take him to trial, but the guy still had the nerve to try to kill him. The physical evidence was there. Dude, just look at the fool lying dead on the ground. This Lin Han had to be executed. The protagonist only says all these are false accusations. As if he would bring a body just to throw the blame on himself. Sikong wants to know what the boy has to say, and Lin tells him to take a look at the death of those assistants. At that moment, he climbs on one of their bodies and gets closer. I say the chest bones were completely destroyed and all internal organs have been pulverized. This kind of injury is usually caused by extremely large beasts. Kalting says it doesn't matter, even if it was a fatal beast. Li Hong had something to do with it. Otherwise, why would he have brought the body? The protagonist says he's already explained that more than enough. He found a guy's body there and brought it. So why is he insisting on saying he was the one who killed him? Maybe it was because, in fact, he had been sent by him. He's afraid of finding out that he not only saw an incompetent person, but also that the plan had been exposed. That really big one shows up saying that Cao Chong had sent Lin Han to an area way above his level. Clearly, the intention was to hurt the student. Cao Chong realizes everyone is against him and tries to say this is misinformation. Clearly that big one is a bitch who only sides with that kid. That Kong says accusing an instructor is a serious matter. Do you have any proof? Right then, Cao Chong celebrates. It's perfect, everyone had died, and there was no one to testify. Lin Han got himself into a mess he can't get out of. At that moment, the protagonist says he would never accuse people without proof. He opened a portal out of nowhere. I don't know where he got that skill from. Just like that, right? But let's say, maybe all the hunters in this world have it. I guess it's basic, right? And check out the two guys there along with the beast. Did the big get Botox? I think the girl's surprise reaction didn't move a muscle, while the chubby guy is there with his usual dumbfounded face. Man, this kid brought only 50% of the wolf cub, and then warns that these three were secretly monitoring him, and, unfortunately, they ran into the wolf. One of them ended up dying, while he managed to deal with the creature. But now the question is, why did Mr. Cao Chong send 3 people to monitor him in this dungeon? He kicks hard and warns that this guy here will definitely give the answers right away. The two loudmouths shout, saying that Cao Chong had allowed them to stay there to cause trouble. Jump in there, then make him die at the hands of a beast, so everyone thinks, right? That he had nothing to do with it, and the guys are desperately confessing everything. Because our pro had. I don't know if the ants are still on his tail. But at least in the dungeon, he put them there, right? He used the power of his big ant to make those crazies get eaten by the feet. Man, that really is some hardcore torture. He's got that evil look, but that was pretty psychopathic. And then he tells the instructor, Karo, to start giving an explanation. The fool doesn't know why these two guys confess like that. Out of nowhere, he's trying to escape for no reason. However, a talisman appears on the left and hits him right in the chest. And man, it was Sikong saying it's a disgrace for an instructor from his academy to be making plans to take down a student. He better get ready, because the punishment won't be mild. And you know Big already says now that it's settled, he can come with her to Karo. Man, she's one hell of a MILF. However, when he's leaving with the MILF, the schoolgirl arrives. Arms crossed, Botox face, wanting to know if it's really true that he killed the Wolf King. She comes close with the giant. While he's getting angry, he steps back a bit. But she says, man, your class line is combat. How do you manage to deal so much physical damage, you bastard? Come here and tell me. You definitely must have gotten a really strong beast, right? Are you receiving attributes? What's going on? Teach me, I want to see. Li Han is all confused, saying commenting on someone's powers is kind of inappropriate, while finding it weird. Everyone at school thinks Ling Shu is a cold and distant person. Why is she acting so nosy today? Man, what's up with you, my big boss? Big, all jealous, slaps her saying she should just go home already. Focus on doing her lesson summary and stop starting fights here. Now that I stopped to notice, they even look like mother and daughter. Damn, man. Our little pro is in one of those moods. What the heck? He's really dominating the game. He's the boss. While they're about to start the fight, no one loses. Our boy waves goodbye. Say, man, he's tired today. Both are angry. And man, Big is even jealous of Formigona. It's true that Formigona is the tough one, competing for the title of the big boss. And now that I noticed, Formigona also has gray hair. What's going on here? Does every woman in this world have gray hair? It's like their version of black, you know? So, say you're leaving since everything's settled, and tell him to be careful. Meanwhile, Lingesh says, classmate, Lin Han, you still haven't answered me. He said he's kind of tired. Later they talk, and she replies that's fine, but it's better if he doesn't forget that. The protagonist is exhausted, man, wondering why. He feels like Big got all mad. But forget it, man. The day's been long, and it's time to go back and rest. Now at the Mountain Exchange House. What's this? This one is the honest worker of the place. I'm also looking to make some trades. Obviously, our little protagonist is there to sell some gear and make some cash. Because he's a broke newbie, and Chanband, the local manager, comes over wanting to know what gear he has. You can take a look, the little guy already says. Here it is, my long staff and my tough sword. Which one are you going to grab first? I said that out of nowhere, I don't know why. I didn't even think about it. Just said it, and a little guy is there, you know, asking what's the problem. Hey, aren't you going to grab one? The old man is shy, but he's hesitating because of the name. And he asks, are you Mr. Lin, like? From the Lin family, right? Our boy. A bit confused, says yes. And at that moment he laughs, saying you can call him uncle. A long time ago, he was a great friend of his father. He pats him on the shoulder and says he really is a great kid, man. So much strength at this age. The family's revival can't be far off. The protagonist is the sickest guy I've ever seen in the world. He's the first person besides the hot girls in this place who seems to want his good. And he's already wondering, this guy's dad's friend, so you know what? I'm going to ask for a high price. Oh wait, the old man isn't a good guy either. No man, he's right there. Relax, little guy, the price will be fair. But he's thinking, newbie's such a sucker. I'll buy this for the price of 2 bananas and pay it off in 12 installments on credit. And if the old man says, handsome boy, the screws on your long staff are top-notch, and I offer 5 million tanglons for it, the protagonist says, come on, uncle, business is business. We have to be honest. I want at least 8,000 coins from this world since, you know, that's when the boss of that place, the uncle, insists on 5. He raises it to 8. He insists on 5. He lowers it to 6 and says he already wants the uncle. He's going to reduce the price. The guy thanks him and says it's great doing business with him. Meanwhile, the fierce lady in the background wants to know who this kid is. At that moment, she brings 2 things that buy everything in this world. And it's not the cards, man. The old uncle is already offering them VIP cards, right? So our boy can come negotiate more, get whatever he wants, and be free to sell everything he has to him as well. Next up, this guy, since the bro gave him some cash. It's time for him to look for some items. He's going to hunt for stuff while he goes. That kid isn't impressed, a guy from the heavens. He just awakened and is already this strong. Really, he's going to reach an immeasurable level. There will be plenty of opportunities to cooperate with a person like that. The scene changes. I think it's to the next day. At our boy's house, where there's a middle-aged man standing in front of a car. The protagonist arrives and says, hey, old man, what the hell are you doing here? Because the middle-aged man says, young Lin, it's been a long time since we last saw each other. The young protagonist looks suspicious and says, it's been a while, and the beautiful family is gone. So what do you want here? The old man says something about Miss Big leading a team to a mystical cave in the diamond-level beast's void. However, because of her unauthorized actions, she was confined, and he came to deliver something. I understood as little as he did. And the young protagonist is there wondering, man, Why did she go to a diamond-level cave? That's crazy. Apparently, she really had put in effort for him. He seems to be about to receive something. However, the old man tells him to wait a bit, because there's a message for the boy. Damn, girl. Big Big sent word that after this gift, they have no more connection whatsoever. And it's better if he stops bothering her, apparently. Everyone in Big Big's family seems to be against their guy. But he just replies that, to start with, he doesn't really have much connection to their family. Besides, when a disaster happened to the Lin family, they didn't help then and don't help now. So, he doesn't know what they're talking about. I get it. She had sent a void beast to him as a gift, but the protagonist told him to take that beast and shove it up their ass. Man, keep thinking you're going to bring gifts to make us look like fools. Old Lou, however, says the boy is brave. But the Pai family won't let him leave without this here, man. What's that? You want to beat the kid until he accepts the gift? And warns that if he tries to humiliate the Liu family, he'll have to face the consequences. But suddenly, our boy X-Minfi shoots a laser glance over there. The guy froze. The old man is all twisted up, lost and aimless in the void. Wanted to know what's going on. The big shot was supposed to be just a trash tamer. So why did his body feel a natural fear? The protector says, "Go ahead, kid. This isn't about wasting money on women and multiplying. But take this card, you old fool." Damn, a big-ass card. What the hell is this? That's right. I don't want anything from you anymore, and get out of my life. And it's better not to try bringing any more gifts or disrespecting the Lin family. Because from now on, he and the Bei family have no connection at all. The old man is right there, man. Damn, I got roasted, bro. That's right, son. We're already back home. Our boy throws himself on the bed, pulls out the little ant. You see it, right? To rest a little. Huh, I said. But it showed up in ant form, huh? Whoa. Not for long. Damn, I'm feeling mouthy, huh? Yeah, I think whatever I want to happen, happens. $1 million in the account. Wait a sec. Let me pull out the phone. Now it's some good stuff, son. You can keep it in your pocket, and when you want, it shows up and sticks to the master, saying he worked hard. The next day, at the class change temple, they're welcoming the handsome boy. Everyone's shocked, man. It's the badass kid who beat up the teacher and still hit level 10 on the first mission. In the little prototype, I just think, damn, this news is spreading fast, but whatever. Either way, he was going to draw attention in the future anyway. He enters the crystal room and remembers the receptionist said to just put your hand on it, and things would happen. At that moment, the mission appears. Thunderclap of the Fallen Kingdom. Thunderclap. Top 10 English boy. The goal is to kill a beast there in the ancient ruins. Crazy, but the mission was 5-star rank. The GPT guys out there were all speechless in shock. How is it possible that the kid got a mission like that right on the first one? While the rookie is thinking, just imagine, that things weren't going to be easy for him out there. The trash talkers are all yelling, wanting to know who's the sucker that got screwed. He's going to die on a 5-star mission. Impossible. Our boy stretches his arms, stretching in front of the cups and glue. He knows it won't be easy, but at least the reward should somehow be better than usual. Already in those destroyed ruins, there's a group of mercenaries nearby. Damn, bald guy. Show us the back training, crazy dude. There are 2 wings there, almost like a flying dragon. And he looks kind of disappointed because no one is showing up to do missions there. And they're going to starve for another month. But as a twist of fate, by chance, look who's passing right next to him, the soldiers there. So speak up, boy. That kid is well dressed. Hey, hold on. The kid is wearing a black shirt and a white jacket. Boy, but damn, what doesn't he have? The king of the back already called the kid. Hey, damn kid, need some help? Dude, hire the gang mercenaries here. We're the real deal. Look, keep going straight. No need. Thanks, man. What's up? Dog, are you crazy? Old man, come hang with us here. Damn, boom. I grabbed the big arm there, boy. Don't be a pain, old man. You want to get beaten? I'll break you right here. Boom. Threw him away. For those wondering, what's up with this guy? He's trying to earn a commission on my mission. Does he think I'm some kind of amateur idiot? The bald guy is hardcore. He jumps there with his arm all hurting. Then I'm going to kill that damn kid. Meanwhile, someone tell the bald guy to forget this is my daughter. That was a strong stab, huh? Extremely dangerous. Wow. Look how it went into the wood there. See how deep it goes. Surely everyone is staring at the wood. It has to be. Yikes. She already tells the bald guy to stay calm because no one messes with them and walks away calmly. The protector is there staring at absolutely nothing, right? Which is a desert, but nothing better than having a little ant in your pocket, you know? He got fired up. Already giving some affection. Always well accompanied. Naughty boy. I also activate a system mission to defeat the Heart of the Thunder. He should take down that apostle and get the heart, right? And who knows what he'll get? Maybe another fierce one. At least he also gets 300 beast points, and he knows he needs to say the bad part. It's obvious, right? Where's this so-called Thunder Apostle? Where's he going to find that beast? First, he was pressing to get some information, and he says for now, they'll focus on the class mission, right? Then they'll go there and pay some points to her in another part of the desert. The Thunder Beasts are there, and the big ant arrives, tying him up, exploding in the middle of the mountain, while some run towards the link. Pulls out a scroll. What's that, kid? Stolen scroll. Pulled out a huge meteor. What's a mage doing in this world? The poor little wolf didn't stand a chance and got hit with a combo. With that, he was farming mirrors. Meanwhile, the beast realized there was no chance. Ran away. Everyone's fleeing. Or actually not, because he keeps spamming. A million explosions and clear the desert. The battle ends. Our boy thinks it wasn't so bad, until he got quite a bit. The big ant pebble leveled up to 15. Meanwhile, he's stuck at 10, right, because he has to advance his class to start leveling up. Again, it looks like he bought info from someone. And he checks his phone to see if it had arrived. There's a marker on the map. Right then, he tells the brat, "Come on, big butt, let's earn some points." Damn, while he's running off with one, there's another watching. She's all happy and big, saying, "Oh, you naughty one. You've got those scrolls there, which are extremely expensive. And spending so many like that, he's definitely loaded." Lightbulb head, I already said, boss. What'll we do? Say you'll lend them. For now, let's let this kid accumulate a lot of stuff. So what does that mean? The two of us are two dumb villains. Let's let him get really strong. And then beat us later. Boss, you're brilliant. Right after, they find that Thunder Apostle, level 17. The rookie thinks that's way easier than he imagined, man. Considering he already killed that level 22 boss. Then he sends the big ant, who goes all smiling. The apostle wakes up immediately. However, he got hit soul first, man. And outside the ant at the same second, she shrank down. She burrowed into the ground. The guy got all confused. She sent the same combo from below, hitting that bazooka right in the belly. At the same time he's thrown up, our boy activates a diamond scroll on his head and tells the sucker to die. Damn, that was savage, girl. You really fought well here, man. The only bad thing, right? He gained 0 experience. The big ant is exhausted. I don't know why. And he also said it was tough work. I don't know why. And he also said it was a hassle. Kid, you use a crazy scroll. At least you're hyped because you gained 300 beast points. Right away, put everything inside the ant. That's good stuff. Top 10 things to do. Evolve your pets so that they get stronger and you can progress on your journey. Pokemon, in that she awakens one of the 10 primordial talents. Steel bones and gains 20% more defense. She hugs this boy, saying she feels much stronger. However, when the two are there getting cozy in the desert, suddenly someone calls for the kid. It's the Heart Bandit who warns that, unfortunately, they are in a territory they shouldn't be. The Lynx says, "Damn, look at the light bulb head back there. Hey, weren't you the guy who wanted to help me for free?" The bald guy says right away, "Damn, kid, are you crazy to refuse the old mercenary buddy? Now hand over that treasure, kid, the plate." Oh man, you really think you can rob someone like that in broad daylight? Girl, wake up to reality, bald guy. Redhead, beautiful thing. Tell me, boy, don't you know this isn't a safe zone? Nobody patrols this area, and you're here alone. Just imagine your body lying here, being buried and eaten by beasts, because no one will find you. Crazy. She says that, and then says, "But relax, big sis has got you covered." Damn, son. The moment she said that, the big ant disappeared. There's only jealousy in this story. It already appeared behind a redhead, son. Grabbed 2 of the sucker's hands there, started spinning, throwing everyone everywhere. A human tornado. Poor thing got thrown far away. Meanwhile, the guys pull out that American magic, trying to take down our boy, but little Ant-Man just awakened. Steel armor. You're untouchable right there. The little redhead is stumbling all over the place, telling the troops to run away. He looks like that meme of the little doll who dropped the food tray. At school, heads up. Meanwhile, Linho appears and says it's too late for her to run now. She takes a Zeus thunderbolt right in the middle of her head. Everyone's scorched, and the bald guy is just standing there wondering what happened. How does this kid go through so many scrolls? He must be a quadrillionaire. The redhead doesn't want to give up and says, that woman only listens to him. Besides, he hides behind all those scrolls. If we catch up to him, it'll be easy to settle this. The tip of the pen already agrees. This kid seems weak and is relying on all these allegories. But chill, for every little plan they make, there are 4 more scrolls. And today, he warns they're going to understand the power of money. However, not before they get through all the magical equipment and stones that are guarding it. Otherwise, unfortunately, they'll have to wipe out the entire stock. The poor redhead realizes now they're the ones getting robbed. Meanwhile, during the class change time, there's another girl flirting over there, right? This world is full of flirts, and she's right there. Wow, who was that boy who completed the 5-star mission? Is he even alive? Huh? When suddenly, who shows up with the soda? None other than the tough guy with few expressions, announcing he finished the quest and came here to deliver it. The girl is totally confused, saying she must have heard wrong. There's no way he already finished that. A 5-star mission isn't something you just randomly leave and suddenly come back having completed it. She thinks she misunderstood what he said, right? Hold on. That's when she's going to get more info to help him. But he says, "Hey kid, you're not getting it. I said I finished it, okay?" And she screams so loud it shakes the entire place, saying that it's possible. He, however, just says it's pretty easy, and she says that, if that's the case, he can go deliver the mission, but he's there wondering. It was only a few hours. Could this kid really have completed it? He's faking it. It's impossible. But at the same moment, the notification that the Thunder of the Fallen Kingdom had been completed appeared. Right then, she was startled, and the guys were all there confused. Man, how many bald heads are in this story? All that is just laziness to draw hair. Hee, the system congratulates our boy for reaching 2nd class. He becomes the best school tamer. He's all excited, saying this feeling is really good. And obviously, now that he advanced, it's time for another pretty big monster to keep in his pocket. Besides that, he awakens the Thunder Wings skill, which allows flying for 1 hour, and skill replication. He can use the skills of their beasts. However, 5 minutes, and it has a 2-hour cooldown. There's also the bloodline reversal skill, which allows blood beasts to reverse their bloodline. I don't know what it does, but that's it. Besides that, he can choose one of 3 skills. Fusion, which allows merging 2 beasts. Apparently, telepathy, which lets him communicate with the beasts, and malicious flotation, which detects malicious intentions nearby, including humans. Oh, little Prot feels like, man, this doesn't seem bad at all. Right away, he decides to test the wings. Lightning activated and flew up high. He's excited, man. Flying is a skill that normally you have to consume some advanced magic books for. So, it was worth coming to say that replicating the wing skill already seemed pretty interesting, showing how powerful it is. Now it was time for the other reward. Fusion allows him to merge with a beast. I thought he combined the 2. Wow, don't do that. No, you're going to end up with a big but there. I'm going to cry from sadness. The little protagonist is thinking that since he's still weak, evolving, maybe the automatic alarm is interesting. For example, he wouldn't have been at any risk in that desert, because he would already know the intentions of those mercenaries. Very clever of you, kid. And since that registers skill, they get lazy, exhausted, but at the same time, more than one mission appears, and this is the one we really want. Right, man? Now he has authorization to capture and link, plus any beast he wants. He's thinking that one is pretty powerful. When it's one-on-one, the problem is that this time he's dealing with a beast in its territory. It was only solved because of the scroll rain, but it would be good to have a pet that handles that. Maybe it was time to visit Old Man Tyam. Besides that, sell some loot and get more info and money. Right away, Old Man's there with his mouth open, man. While our protagonist shows the pile of items, saying he found a very kind group who handed everything over to him. Old Man immediately calls the micro. "Get out of there, man. Old man, why do your maids have such easy access you? Haha, you're a dishonest guy. What's that, man? What a disgrace." The little protagonist watching the tough girls working just thinks it's a good thing the desert guy showed up. Man, he gave way more than he would have received. That's normal, old man. Speak up, you damn kid. This time, you brought 10 million of the celestial dragon's currency. Oh, little protagonist. Thanks, old man. But hey, do you have a beast to recommend to us, like a little thunder type? An old guy, something thoughtful, thunder. I know. I heard about a top-quality one that appeared in the city of Uzu in the forest a few days ago. It seems to be a bird that apparently has an ancestral bloodline. However, everyone who tried to capture it came back empty-handed. Linhan looks eager, an ancestral bloodline. That's exactly what he wants, he asks the old man for more information. But he says they don't have much, only that they possess a feather from the so-called lightning bird. The exposed hit miss comes over and shows him the feather. In theory, it starts glowing brighter. When it's near the bird, Pretendho looks down and says it's really good. Is it the feather or the girl? But just as he reaches to grab it, the old man says, "Hey kid, calm down, Linhan. If you want this feather, you're really going to have to pay 1 million. Proda is in disbelief. That damn old man really wants to rip 1 million off him just for a little feather, but at the same time, it's the only clue he'll have to capture a pet with an ancestral bloodline. So you know what? Hand it over, sucker." Looking at the item, he thought, damn it, I can't believe I spent 1 million on a feather, but oh well, let's go hunt the next hottie. We're already in the mountains, recommended area. From level 20 down to level 0. Now I don't know if 0 means infinite or if 0 means starting before 1, you know? Like before level 1. And he remembers the old man said the feather starts glowing when he's 10 meters away from the bird. He looks, and the damn thing isn't on the ground saying, obviously, right? At 10 meters, he opens his eyes and sees the creature around anyway. But now forget that. It's to help him get something important. All he has to do is walk through the forest, and eventually he'll find something. Man, I haven't even seen the full design of the badass yet, and I already like it. Guys, it looks like this one's going to be the bird girl. And for sure, he has white hair. He's anxious because of that new girl. And there, on his little shoulder, there's a bit of anger, a feisty little ant. He's sure it'll be easy to dominate the dungeons. But then, she transforms back and punches him, saying he should be satisfied with just her. But in the middle of the playful moment, someone calls for help in the middle of the forest. A girl runs, desperately shouting, "Help! There's a thunder leopard chasing me." Level 19. Oh no, I'm going to get caught and die. The fierce girl's name is Sunnyway. A tracking master. Level 10. Exactly what he needs. All twisted and desperate, she trips her foot on a root and falls face first on the pavement. Wow, what kind of pose is that, girl? Get up, kid. The big wolf is going to bite me. I can't close my eyes or I'll get bitten. For God's sake. No, dude, you're going to die like that. The screen goes black. The video game turned off, but when she opens her eyes again, the badass arrives using the replication skill. Right there to punch her. Surely that's the only way, right? Because the little ant doesn't want to save the woman for him. He already looks at the girl. Hey, are you okay? While she's there, wowhee. The thunder leopard, with one punch here. There are plenty of leopards. Let's run, little protege. That's just a big kitten. Relax, Dad's got this. Dad's got this in this case. With a big ant. What the heck, son? Out of nowhere. Ah, it's a gigantic ant, wow. And it started biting. Damn, things got brutal and violent for real. The kid is wrecking it. Poor big wolf. Top 10 saddest things, right? She should always fight in human form. So the artist can show his talent. Man, the protege. Didn't even know the fierce girl could get that big. While that nobody EI is kind of confused, wondering where this other beast came from. But now it's time to do a little aura farming at the right level. And I said, "Kitty, are you okay, huh? Did you get hurt? Get up then." Man, but she's not here for training, girl. She gets up and runs off, saying they have to leave this place before they run into another wolf above level 20. However, right in front of them, one of the wolves falls. The little ant steps on him, asking if that bastard is going to attack her master again. Neon EI thinks they're screwed. But Silver just congratulates her and pets her while the girl is there kind of confused, right? Why is he petting the ant? She kills the little silver one, then turns around and says he's the Linhanf. The fierce tamer has no reason to be afraid, girl. Right then, she gets excited, saying she heard a tamer appeared in the city. It must be him. She already puts the 2 epidermis spheres in the direction of the little ant, who even gets startled. The girl felt threatened. She went to pet her, but she already sent a triangle combo. There, take that in the chin, man. Oh, all right. She asked her to calm down a bit, while asking what Neon Wei is doing there, considering her weak and useless. She's a poor thing, she says, damn. Trash talk, no way. She says, well, I'm here to pass my second-class test. But I got unlucky and got a 4-star mission. And you? What are you doing here, fool? Already won. Explains, well, I'm in this forest to hunt the lightning bird. That's my goal, dummy. And gets excited. Says that if that's the case, they can help each other, because she's a tracker. And since he saved her, right? She definitely owes him one. Lin is excited. This is exactly the kind of person he needed. Someone to help find that damn bird. Right away, he shakes hands and says his mission is now in her hands. She, however, explains that her abilities have some limits. For example, it's much easier to track when he has an item from the creature. Wow, what an incredible coincidence. Looks like I have a feather here, little girl. As soon as she takes a look and sees that the quality is good, she says this won't be hard to find. No way, man, now it's easy. She warns, though, that her ability might damage the feather, and he says that's fine. It's almost useless to him anyway, since it only worked for about 10 meters for now. She says that's okay then and immediately starts activating her tracking ability. Right away, she opens her eyes and says she feels something pulling her in that direction. The Prodigy says perfect. It was time for them to go. They walk a bit further through the forest until he tells her to be careful. He's sensing some fierce beasts ahead. She wants to know what they do. She gives him a little squeeze there. The little pro just says it's easy to handle and charges right in. Whoa, I just saw experience points flying up. He doesn't even know where the monster is. She's there destroying whatever it is. All angry and furious, probably jealous. Sometime later, she comes back all cute and smiling at our boy. Neon Wei is confused. Everyone really had been killed by the little ant, and he tells her this was a walk in the park for the ant. Finally, he also leveled up to 11. After being stuck for so long, while the little ant is tossing Neon Wei away from our guy, our boy tells her to stop being such a troublemaker. But judging by her face, right? She's not going to stop. Look at me all confused, wanting to know what happened. Look at me all confused, trying to figure out what happened. And that's when she sees the ant stuck to our boy. She gets up, brushing herself off, saying now it kind of makes sense. Meanwhile, the big ant is just staring at her, the kid thinking, that damn woman is trying to seduce his master. She better be careful, or she'll be torn apart. But the girl on the other side finds her all cute, saying that an ant like that has no bad intentions. She goes to pet her, while the ant is thinking, one annoying woman, I want to beat this girl up. But she'd end up dead, oh master. Help me out here, get this woman off me. Then the kid asks the baby to stop bothering the little ant. And for them to get back to what they came here to do, numerous notifications start popping up as they advance through the forest and form more creatures. Our boy is already at level 15, dude, with 1820 strength. He's excited and discouraged at the same time. Soon he'll be stuck at level 20 and have to advance classes again. On the other hand, better late than never. He looks at the little ant and says the journey has been long. The poor thing is already asleep. Look at that, huh? You agree? It was taking much longer than she imagined. They had already left a trail of all the creatures killed in the forest. However, he can trust that she feels they're getting closer and closer, and they'll be the first to find it. Suddenly, the little ant says something, and our boy senses something strange. Maybe she sensed the presence of another powerful creature. That's when he glances to the side, kid, and there's the lightning bird, level 13. Look at that. Sneaky. Huh. Right on time for the prototype. He thinks if he makes a Pokemon contract with this guy, it will be perfect, but the bird is smart and immediately flies away. My mom said it's really going to be tough. Nobody can fly, right? How are they going to catch the beast? But the guy doesn't know that this is exactly the ability Linhan awakened. He pulls out the golden wings and asks, what's this nonsense about not being able to fly? In his memory, he takes off straight toward the Thunderbird. He stops in front of it and says, hey, little bird, want to become my beast? No way, man. I guarantee a fight and that you'll get even stronger. But the little bird isn't happy about it at all. Her feathers are all ruffled. Silver notices that she clearly isn't the type to want to be tamed. And out of nowhere, he turns into a pervert, saying he likes wild beasts. He's itching to play with her. That's exactly what he said. He tells Neon to wait right there. And the poor girl is just there, right? It's not like she's going anywhere far. He approaches the beast, saying, come here, my friend. You're not going to run away. Come on. But once again, she barely escapes. He's complaining that this damn thing won't stop when suddenly she stops and creates a storm of lightning all around her. The lion then warns that since that's the case, they're going into a life-or-death fight. He charges with a punch, and man, he smashes the little bird's head with a hammer blow. Poor thing, she still grabbed his neck, activates the beast contract, which activates immediately, and the best part is that it's already at the beast's natural level, right? It's at 13. The system asks if he wants to use atavism, which is the thing about regressing to ancient lineages. That's when the prototype breaks, right? Because of the system, he can evolve the beasts. Haha, and the evolution we've been waiting for has arrived, man. The Thunderbird goes through atavism, and with that, enters the second form of the Thunder Empress. What a beautiful sight. It's already at level 18 with 1900 strength, man. Oh my. Looking at the fierce one, he's impressed, man. Really, she leveled up 5 times just because of this ability. Now, he had a weapon to kill things on a large scale. Wow. She already calls for the master, quite grown up. Our boy gives a stare, thinking she really is a wild beast. Ah, poor her, even a nasty competition happening at the same time here. Then, angry on the shoulder, she already transforms back and comes for the duel, wanting to know what that stinky bird is doing there. Trying to steal her master, the little bird. But, literally speaking, right dude, she eats ant for lunch. So better be careful, or you'll get bitten a little snack. He asks both to calm down and stop all this fighting because, he is the master there the moment he called for her. And the little bird got all excited and asked by name too. He tells a story from ancient times about a certain thunder master of the skies, who is called Tianru and gives that name to her, but no way am I giving a Chinese name. I'll call her Little Bird until the end. The protege is there thinking, ah, what a kind and powerful girl. I'm dying to test her little lightning. He has an idea where he can do it. Meanwhile, Aunt Wendy is standing there in the middle of the forest, waiting for him. The scene shifts to the barbarian camp, and she's there asking, are you sure you want to attack that creature there? They are part of my mission, but I only need to kill the leader. Not the whole place, I promise. But she says, don't worry, kid. I got what I wanted, and now I'll help you too. Right away, she orders to launch the Dekoloff that goes up to the sky, transforms into the big one, and activates a lightning storm. The skies start to close with some purple clouds appearing, while the barbarians are down there wondering what's going on. Seeing that the poor guys are all level 10, the protege even feels a bit sorry. And the little creatures won't stand chance. He even asks Little Bird, take it a little easier, huh? Otherwise, you're going to end up killing them. The leader also steps forward saying he'll obey the master. Then he falls to the ground, taking out the first enemies. A poor barbarian pulls his bow, saying he's going to settle this now. Damn, in a second she's already face to face, grabbing him by the neck. And a lightning bolt strikes down from the sky onto him, a shocked woe, saying that with so many enemies, she still seemed to be handling everything. Then another body drops in front. She's already stepping on it, and our guy praises her. Now that I see it, it's the leader's body, man, and he hands over a little knife to no one in particular, saying now it's just a matter of completing the mission. She thanks him. She puts on a show, completes her whole mission all cute. She thanks him, saying she couldn't have finished without him. Definitely couldn't have. Girl, you seem pretty useless. Now she's already offering herself for what you all know, right guys? That's right. Take a look at her city natal. What else could it be? Crazy. But with both hands, it's meaty. And the big MILF. He doesn't care at all. Just says they'll talk later. She stays there all blushing. I hope we meet again another day. Oh, with that we're back in the forest. He's being chased through the mountains of meat, when suddenly he gets a call from Long John Jack. That chubby friend of his, the little protege, says, if it's to call me to eat. He doesn't say anything, but the chubby guy says none of that, man. There's something important to talk about. By chance, did the boy know the Ghost Kingdom? What's that? Why? That there are a bunch of hot nuns hunting the creatures +3. The big guy advances. Tianjia explains it's a place the Empire uses to simulate battles and test power in practice. It didn't give experience, but it was perfect for training. Wow, looks like our boy is already there, man, Tianjia says. That everyone kills themselves to get a chance to go there. But he talked to his dad and arranged the spot for both of them. He's thoughtful. He knows those 2 chubby girls are pretty strong. Damn, now he's the one imagining things. They say to do everything for him, that he can trust them, that they'll always give their all. And he's already got a nosebleed, right? Thinking he needs to improve at work. My team of theirs, just look, thanks Long for always coming to help. Because the friend says he can relax, just don't forget him when you get strong. Scene changes, it's 8 in the morning. When our boy wakes up already being crushed by this dangerous insect, man. And before he can react, the first beating. Another one's pulling to land a sure hit. He dives into the famous epidermis sphere. While wondering what's going on, the 2 are fighting there. And the one who always wins is him. He asks them to calm down. But seeing they won't stop, he just leaves. With that, we're arriving at the so-called simulation Ghost Kingdom. The attendant explains that he can choose any difficulty he wants, and obviously, the rewards given match the records. He enters the capsule. The woman tells him to enjoy everything, and, with that, the missions start to appear. Seeing he's level 15, a silver shot is recommended and he accepts immediately. He calls the two fierce ones who celebrate. Then the loading begins. The scene changes to the arena inside the illusionary kingdom. He appears in the middle of it, well accompanied, when a level 3 lame Slobin shows up. The little ant advances early, saying she won't let that stinky bird get involved in this mess. Look, the first one finishes off the 3 wolves and even calls out, "Whoa," showing who's boss, man. However, Tiago says it's so trivial. Solving something easy like this was child's play, doing this kind of thing. She stretches out her hand, saying she'll show the power of true strength, and delivers a shock explosion to the wolves' backs. The two are fighting again while it's growing. Please, for the love of God, ask them to stop. Man, you have a big family, united, who need to love and help each other. Meanwhile, a little wolf comes to attack, while he's already throwing punches blindly, saying now he's the one left to deal with. Because the two keep fighting, the fools all come clinging, apologizing, want to know if he got hurt. Both are thinking the same thing, that it's because of their little fight that he's in danger. They need to calm down. At that moment, the level 20 wolves appear. Obviously, he wasn't going to stay a level 3 creature forever. He's shocked by the difficulty. Even rare combat classes wouldn't be able to handle it. However, that's exactly what he wanted to practice. A major weakness of a Pokemon master has always been their ability to fight hand-to-hand. And now, in this illusory realm, he has the chance to practice. His biggest weak point, he lands a glue-coated crutch strike on the beast. And the two are all lovey-dovey while he says. Even these attribute points he's getting because of them aren't bad at all. But suddenly the pack starts howling. The trio advances toward them. Damn, man. Meanwhile, the ant there even glitches the girls' committee. Once again, they charge forward, competing for the boss's attention. Our boy's thinking there's no way these wolves could compete with the strength and speed of the two. She's sending attacks to the side. Explosion. Meanwhile, at the center, who's arriving? Theo himself. Phone Gang, 16, who laughs at the gang that polishes balls. The friends are doing what they do best, man, while there's a girl looking a bit confused. It seems they invited her to the group, and she just said she prefers to fight alone. Phone gets excited thinking this girl is at her peak. He's going to win her over right now and show his power. However, someone else who even seems, I don't know, one of his relatives was yelling there in the middle of the hall. Wanted to know what those numbers were. Someone was breaking all the records. In one of the rooms, foolishly showing the end. A certain dance was at the final stage, and the elapsed time was only 8 minutes. Who was the badass? Lin Han, the cotton swab head, speaks up. Man, the final stage in 9 minutes. That's a chance to break the record right away, the brunette says. Oh my God, Li Hong, isn't that the kid who became a beast tamer? At my school. Feng is in the corner, wondering how that poor guy managed to get access to this place. And then, the notification that the record had been broken arrives, leaving them all speechless inside the dungeon. The little wolves were all knocked out on the ground, and while he's exhausted, celebrating that it's finally over, even though he didn't get any experience, he still receives a skill book that he's eager to test in the illusion realms. As soon as he leaves the booth and wanders around, everyone is talking about the badass who broke the record. Seeing this, he no longer wants to draw attention. The kid tries to sneak away. However, the waifu smells the protagonist vibe, and immediately spots the boy saying he's right there. Yang is furious. The bastard stole his spotlight again. Meanwhile, at the military barracks, a guy is commenting that some information is a bit off. It looks like the record was broken recently, but he was alone, and that clearly made no sense at all. The kid is a tamer, and most offensive classes focused on destruction can't achieve a result like that. The captain knows that. Even if the kid tamed incredible beasts, a result like that should be impossible. If he really was a genius at that level, they needed to recruit this kid. Immediately, he orders an investigation on this kid. He wants all the files on him. The next day, in the classroom, Chan is already acting full of himself. That's right, guys. I'm Lin Han's bootlicker girls. Oh my God, Lin Han is so amazing. Then boom, the door is kicked open, dude. Feng shows up jumping around. Get out of there now. Tinjo wants to know what the idiot is doing here. Dude embarrassed himself last time, and it looks like he's about to do it again. Feng is just thinking, he's sure that bastard used some kind of bug, some secret to break that record. He got tons of resources from his family, so it's impossible that he's after that kid. And then Tinjo reveals that Lin Han went to finish his 3rd advancement, so he's kind of busy to talk to the idiot. Feng hangs bootlickers, it's all crazy, man. Lin Han is already changing classes again. Are you kidding me? That kid is the real deal, huh? And then, wanting to switch the bootlicking while Danya taunts, saying that this guy who hasn't even reached the 2nd evolution Shouldn't even be in this place, calling you Linhan. When the blonde guy tells the chubby one to wait and see what he's going to do. Hey, hit the chubby guy, son. He's right in front of you. The chubby guy isn't strong. Linhan is in the room. Better you get beaten later. But he's there angry, right? He's the one who's going to expose those bastards. The scene then shifts to Shadow Mountain, where the purple lightning is striking the ground. The little creatures all have stubs on their heads. Our boy is just praising, saying that with these two hitting, everyone leveling up is easy. The big ant is clinging to our boy, wanting to know what he thinks about her speed killing monsters. Male bird, parakeet. Male bird, female parakeet who's clinging to our boy. Wanted to know, what do you think of me? I killed 2 more than she did. The slightly crooked plate says she's amazing too. And, obviously, the two start fighting as usual. He's curious. Turn on crooked there, dude. You wouldn't just stand still like you're trained HP. They weren't even helping them level up properly anymore. Then they look around and ask, what do they think about going to a gold zone? Once they get there, they go. The level 21 venomous lizards are there napping all peacefully. The plate didn't expect to find a colony right when they arrived, but that would be perfect to improve their skills. Then he orders the big ant to draw attention, while the parakeet throws thunder. The tough one goes ahead of Nina, and the punch says it'll settle this easily. But dude, look at that spit in the face. Are you crazy? That one got hit with paralysis status. It's shaking all over. Turn on crooked there, dude. You wouldn't just stand still like you're trained HP. Wow, those little creatures are ruthless. Bro, let's lock her in a combo there. Everyone's spitting from all sides on the poor thing. Hey, little plate, when it's time to ask the parakeet to throw thunder at her. And then she doesn't activate the lightning rain, hitting her hard in the middle of everything. The problem is that this so-called storm of hers is extremely random. It thunders, but she doesn't choose where it hits, so, those little creatures, right? It's not guaranteed to kill. He needed some way to control the movement of the creatures. It would be better to control the lightning movement, right? But oh well. He remembers that book he got in the Empty Kingdom. That book, the one that gave the voodoo thorn skill, which allowed him to paralyze creatures on the ground with the monsters frozen. He knew it would be much easier to hit. Right then he throws it up commanding to learn, telling the big lizards their end has come. He slams the ground, and vines start appearing and trapping the lizards in place. A little bird coming down from the skies inside that. The lightning rain, and they form the experience. Big Aunt Zuda is there in the brawl as well. While the brother notices, the pace isn't bad at all. In no time, they already leveled up 4 times, not counting. Then now the creatures seem to be getting even tougher. At this rate, it wouldn't take long for him to reach level 22. The ant lady lands another hit on the Giga's face, while the parakeet is there, holding them by the neck. The big wolves are already dropping over 1,000 experience points, compared to the lizards. And with that, our guy reaches level 20, meaning, well, he has to change class again, which means another tough challenge is coming. He probably knew there was no point in farming anymore. So he went to complete the 3rd class mission at the hall in front of the crystal. He can't believe he's already back there so quickly. He approaches asking that this time it's not a 5-star mission, especially since the last one took forever. However, surprise, 0 people appear outside for everyone, announcing that another 5-star mission had been activated. The secretary is just thinking, it must be that weirdo, that handsome kid again. How is this level maniac leveling up so fast, the rookie? But upon seeing the current mission, she's asking, are they trying to get him killed? The National Ship's Breath mission was 5 stars. He had to enter the ghost ship, eliminate all the creatures, and collect 2 materials. The scene shifts to our guy in front of the sea. His plan was to change class and go home to rest. The problem is something way harder than he expected came up. However, the 2 beautiful ones appear saying, Master, don't be afraid. We'll make sure everything gets done. He replies that he believes them, while looking at the clock and seeing it's almost 7 o'clock sharp. That's when the ghost ship appears. You've probably heard a lot about this. It's a pretty famous dungeon that attracts a lot of people. The problem is that most people have to be at a pretty high level, especially since those beasts are insanely strong, and whoever goes and usually dies right away, man. The first ghost comes right at his face, giving him a scare. He tries to punch, but the creature easily dodges. He notices the bastard seemed to be laughing at him for not being able to hit it. He activates his wings and takes off flying, saying he's going to take care of this beast now, man. And he went right through it in one go. The system congratulates him, but it warns that he gained 0 experience. However, it celebrates that spiritual monsters are usually weak against electricity. Those wings were perfect for dealing with that. It was just a shame that he's going to kill a bunch of beasts and gain no experience. As he said, that a wave of creatures came from the top of the ship. The little guy calling the lightning queen to handle it. There goes that lightning storm. Poor guy. He realizes those poor things didn't stand chance. None at all against her. It was way too easy for a 5-star mission. But it was Boku who said a strange sound started to retreat. And the creatures seemed to be gathering in the middle of the ship's circle. A level 25 ghost captain appears. The beast was firing a bullet storm from his hand. Strange to our guy, who thinks that with his arrival, things finally got interesting. Right then he tells the big ant to draw attention. When it's time to get serious, here comes the lightning. The big ant moves from every possible angle on the left, while the beast fires bursts, but right behind him, the little parakeet is hitting them. They shock his arm, making him drop the pistol. At the same time, the weapon falls out. The little ant goes in and hits him in the stomach, and the two celebrate. Man, what's this? The project is starting to get friendly. You think it's a miracle they're not competing so much. Tell them to finish this quickly. The little bird advances on top. While the little ant already hits him in the stomach, the other one goes and raises his arms up, wanting another storm. The whole ship shines. Silver ran away, man. He ran off from the sky. He's not going to stick around for all this chaos. From afar, he once again receives 0 experience. While thinking this whole thing is way too rigged, those two over there, man, just sent him a message. They said it's settled. Now he really looks more like a beast tamer, right? He does absolutely nothing except watch them handle everything. I'm celebrating. At least they finally started getting along. Yeah, right? Soon another one will join. For sure. That's going to ruin the fun now that he had the ship sorted out. It was time to hunt for materials, man. The guy's a grinder, huh? Doesn't stop for a second. He's farming for 40 straight hours. We're already in the red flame forest. There's a strange flower stuck in a tree. Apparently, our protagonist is using his 7th sense there. How are you figuring that out, man? He's celebrating over there, saying he didn't expect to find this material so easily. The little bird says she can fly out, come from above, grab the flower, and leave before the lizards wake up. He, however, says there are lots of plants and branches there, and she might end up getting stuck, and this big ant says she can handle it easily. But before we see that, 10 minutes ago, the Thunder Queen went to kill the forest lizards there. She grabbed the orb and brought it to our boy. That's why the ant wants to laugh, right? Since she kind of didn't solve anything, he gives her permission. She starts digging there. Hey, who put those sound effects there? Right in the middle of the screen. I'm going to hit you, man. Don't you know how to position sound effects? The little bird says she's crazy, while the protagonist thinks that, after all, she really was an ant. She moves underground, having fun. The little bird, right where the flower is, climbs the tree and grabs it from the branch, and then she jumps. Actually, it wasn't a jump. No, it wasn't, because the creatures are wind lizards, right? And she used a skill to lift herself up. I realize she's been discovered. And at the same moment, she's surrounded from all sides. The ninjas said, "You dumbass ant, go on, girl, fix this damn mess." Parakeeta rushes forward. The kid passes by taking down 3 or 4 there. Rescues the fierce one by the belly, brings her to our boy with the flower, and he thanks her for the money. Teamwork between the two. Now, he just needed to run away from there, because the lizards were coming. He's not going to gain any experience from this. The good thing about being on the run is that, little ant, I know you're quite well endowed, but you can't just abandon your master like that. Man, rescue the boy. He's about to get bitten. The protector notices the problem, but his agility wasn't very high yet. Man, 2,500. Doesn't seem low at all. There, it's solved now. 3,200. Now it's easy to escape. And she big ant stayed behind. The kid looks and says, "Change the smart ones." Sucker said it. They advanced through the forest, which now, strangely, is on fire. And when the wind lizards reach this area, kind of on fire, they seem to retreat. Thunderhead wants to know if it was on purpose, and he says yes. Wind lizards are afraid of fire. Besides, fire lizards are the most dangerous and strongest, so the others prefer not to mess with them. The best part is that, obviously, the last material they need is right in this area. In another part of the forest, in the middle of the magma, the fire lizards are sleeping. The adorable trio observe there, and our little protector quickly spots the flower on the branches. The easiest plan would be that of Savon's little bird to snatch it from there. But the system won't let him leave like that, and warns that the current mission is to wake all the fire lizards and kill them all. The reward would be 1,000 beast points. It's tempting, but the Linha knows. Dude, if I lose here and get stuck on this mission, I'm not going any further. So for now, it's better to secure the item first. So tell them first, let's secure the flower. Then we'll try to deal with the beasts, man. But all this drama, just to... In one panel, she's grabbing it. In the next panel, she's handing it over. Damn it. He's there looking at the item, saying now he just needs to change class when suddenly he feels something coming from the side. Between him and the bold girl, a lightning strike hits right at his feet. Another self turns around. Someone says the boy is lucky. He's the good one from Hogwarts, saying he better hand over that fire dragon emblem and get out of there. He can handle it. Ask him, man. Are you crazy, old man? Who do you think you are? Son, explain yourself. I'll explain, man. I'm Lei Dong. I'm a very strong guy. I'm from the Academy Medical Association, level 18. I'm Rambo in your association. Mask, I know this is an organized crime group. They like to collect protection money from people. They call themselves an association. But in the end, they're just a gang. Lei Dong is there. Come on, kid, hand over that emblem, or I'll beat you up while licking the current boss's boots next door. You talking, kid? Show some respect, buddy, huh? Besides, hold on, boss. Take a look at that. Man, are you crazy, dude? He has 2 giants by his side. Something like that can't happen. The boss immediately says, I changed my mind, buddy. Actually, hand over all these girls to us. It's time for the brothers to have fun. The orange one replies, Oh, you guys are trash. I'm gonna have to clean up this environment because you guys are corrupting the place. Chaos. And no one even cares what the crazy guy is talking about. And I warn you, since you don't want to appreciate the kindness, so be it. You're going to be killed, eaten by the Slytherin lizards and company. He starts creating fireballs, saying unfortunately his woman is too good to stay with just him. What's up, man? You think this is some communist relationship? Sharing everything, obviously. But then both of them disappear from our guy, and at the same second, they're already throwing punches at Hogwarts. The good thing is they're falling like 3 fools to the ground. Anyone wants to know why these women are so empowered, a little protege. So he says now it's his turn to introduce himself. Simple tamer. And these little girls here are his beasts, while he threatens, telling the guy it's time for him to be torn apart. The dude's charging up that electroball on his back, throws down a bed and bounces. But then, man, he zaps the little guy. You can't do that kind of thing. She appears and easily blocks the fool. He's confused while, what's up, big ant? She hit him hard, damn, and didn't even touch the ground. Haha, that was definitely a solid stomp, but watch out, he might like it. Right after, Harry Potter's friends are all stuck on the ropes. Warning you, buddy, you know what's up, right? If we die, girl, the association's coming to hunt you down. I read the situation and say, buddy, relax, I like you. You like me. That's why I'm going to need your little help. The guy wants to know what's up. Then, the lizards look up because something's coming to eat. The boys are being used as bait by the little bird, crying for help, saying they were wrong, while the lizards come to slap their butts or try to have some fun. Meanwhile, the ant wants to know what he's doing. He explains, kid, if you want to kill the leader, we first have to throw out some bait. The ropes around the guys break. They finally fall to the ground, while the lizards get even closer. The dudes start throwing lightning bolts, telling them not to come near. But the beasts don't seem to react and jump toward them. Damn it, you guys are useless. The little bird saves them for now. She pulls out 2 thunderbolts. That rain hits, and the creatures disappear. Silver celebrates, saying that now something must be coming. Suddenly, the magma starts to move. A bomb rises to the center. The level 28 lizard leader appears. At the same time, he sends Geeka's bird. It's already flying over, attacking the queens from behind. She draws the lizard's attention. However, he is watching the group attacking the little lizards, being eaten and fighting. And the big boss is ruthless, dude. He said he doesn't care at all. If they don't die to the lizards, he wants to kill everyone, especially since he has only one goal, and it was coming. The guy is being carried by the bird. Meanwhile, the little ant advances and punches the beast in the face. She follows with a series of hits to the head, starting to break the shell. He tells her to keep the pressure on, and the little bird strikes the lion with more thunderous blows. She was pumped. Even though the creature was high level, if they cooperated, little by little he would die. Cooperate meaning the 2 of them, right? Because you're doing nothing, damn it. Suddenly, a strange echo. They have to cover their ears. Both are thrown into the air by a roar, and the beast summons a sun in their direction. The little guy tells both to get out of the way. But what the heck, man? The little bird stepped in front to protect the big ant. Wow, a heroine. Because of that, she kind of pushed both to the side, and the bomb exploded on the other side of the mountain. She falls right in front of our boy, who asks, I don't know, little bird, are you okay, girl? But Daenerys isn't. Her back is all scorched, bleeding. The difference in levels is a bit too much. The little guy starts thinking this mission is suicide. But the fierce one says, Master, I continue, and he doesn't. Birdie, you're going to get your ass kicked. She, however, warns that she knows what he's doing is important. She can't give up like that. Not to mention, if they try to run, they'll be hunted by that monster. The little ant agrees with the little bird, saying that everything the master wants to do is also their responsibility. And with that, he advanced once again, telling him to stay calm because this mission would be completed. Linhan was impressed. It seemed like both of them even had a certain respect for him. Watching them fight, he started trying to think of a plan so they wouldn't get hurt anymore and could also get past those defenses. Charging head-on wasn't working, and they needed to change their approach. Suddenly, something caught his attention. One of the Ant Queen's attacks had left a kind of opening in the monster, and he then told both of them to attack again. Only at that same spot, try to affect the inside of it somehow. Through that, both agreed immediately. And so the Ant Queen went for the neck, following up with a sequence. The beast, however, shook its head, throwing her away, but in the middle of the shake, it got hit by that thunderbolt right in the back of the neck too. Suddenly, there was an explosion and magma rose. The two thought maybe they had won. But man, the big guy was still intact. Finally, a tough fight. Prodigy then says, "Looks like Dad's gonna have to get involved in the hottie's attack. He's not doing anything, so it's my turn, son." He took off with a big leap, the madman. He advanced with his wing while copying the Thunder Girl's ability, along with the other's punch. Damn, they combined perfectly. It all resulted in a violent attack, taking advantage of the wing's speed, while the lightning came in the same direction as the fist and started entering the wound. The arm inside conducted the electricity. He said that bastard was about to be turned into charcoal. The protector was right there next, while the system said he had to awaken and kill. Suddenly, that beast seemed like it was finished, and the two were surrounded by glow, thanking him, saying this was incredible. The little protector celebrated, saying that finally it had been resolved. Right when that beast suddenly looks like it's finishing, and the two are surrounded by glow, thanking it, saying this is amazing. The little pro celebrates, saying that finally it had been resolved. Man, one moment he's celebrating and the next he's passing out. The beautiful girls ask if he's okay. He says he is, it's just that her reasonableness drained a lot out of him. At least now, they can leave because those trash from the Magic Association must already be dead. The mission is over. And now he just needs to change his class. Finally, he went to rest, after not stopping to form one Fitamo after another the next morning. The mission had been completed, and he changed to Elite Tamer. He celebrates finishing this thing, even though it wasn't easy at all. Most of his skills leveled up by one. Meanwhile, outside, everyone is holding their heads, wondering if that's the kid who recently awakened. How had he already changed class twice? It made no sense. The girl at the reception said some people really have never seen a world. She's starting to get used to his exaggerated level-up rate, while the little rookie is eager to know how much stronger. They've become the Ant Girl, so she feels extremely energized and resilient. That's because her protection skill rose to 60%. My little bird son turned into a buff pastor form, warning that he senses a new form coming with the amount of attributes both have. The rookie is getting discouraged. Want to know, damn bro, how are my pets so much stronger than me? It's just a little level difference. They have 10 times more stats. It seems that way, but it's okay because they're his pets. So, in the end, they represent his strength, but he's asking them, wait, shouldn't there be some other reward? What skills came this time? And which one should I choose this time? There's that fusion again, right? That lets him merge with one of the beasts, telepathy, to communicate, and defense perception, which activates when the enemy can't see him. He manages to hide perfectly. They're asking what the options are. And then, both are asking him to choose the fusion. Becoming one with the master would be wonderful, the lion thinks. Man, the fusion must be way more powerful than just using a skill. If I had chosen that before, I wouldn't have embarrassed myself against that master. He decides to pick the simplest skill, but one that will give him more power, and chooses the fusion. Now he's eager to test it. Right then, a new mission appears. Everyone's going to check it out, and this one is the kind we like, man. To see how talented the artist was that day. Not only would he be able to tame the third creature, but he would also earn 1,500 points. The ant-like one, on the other hand, is there saying, "Gee, master, if you don't stop hiring monsters, man, don't you get tired? Why don't you just settle for me?" He may say, actually, it wasn't him, it wasn't the bug-like one, saying that the master will only keep hiring new beasts. He's not going to abandon any. She asks if that's not true, and he's there trembling all over, saying it's obvious that it is. His priority is to keep leveling up, especially since something important is about to happen soon. The two have no idea what he's talking about, but the scene changes to a few days after the school entrance exam. On top of the stage is Saekong. I had even forgotten about this crazy guy, and he says, "Today is a big day for all the classmates who want to become the top. One's in this school, the silver rank. Man, I was farming for 3 days. I almost forgot this thing was going to happen. Good thing I remembered, right? Otherwise, I would have ruined the big sister, whom I already forgot. I would have also broken him in the middle." Obviously, he must be thinking about the big one. Suddenly, he hears someone saying, "I don't want to stay here." Inside his space where he keeps the creatures, the two are screaming desperately. To avoid drawing too much attention, he's keeping them locked up there. But it was a hassle to put them in that space, which is kind of like an item shop. At this moment, I know what to say. To make good sales to all the universities that came to watch us. Now it's going to be tough. I'll have to guess which university he's going to. The guy in front has 2 buddies there who don't seem very important. Although the one in the middle is starting to give off a vibe, my silver says that those 2 are the strongest universities in the empire. Chandao agrees, saying it's not common for all of them to show up this year. Something special is going on. He wants to know if our boy wants to go to one of those top schools. However, he says he's curious about which school that guy represents. The army commander there, with a big hat, who is greeting the students. The school principal announces that the guy is the director of the military academy, and his name is John. John already said that if the guy owns the military, man, he definitely has more clout than the other schools. And that's when the teasing of our boy starts, wanting to know, right? What level he's at now with the contracted beasts. He himself had already reached level 15 and was starting to become dangerous. The rookie praises him, saying, "Damn, fatty. You're actually holding your own. Huh, you bastard. You're crazy, waterfall." But suddenly, who showed up, huh, kid? The only villain in this story, that damn blonde guy over there, saying that trash like him will never get into Tianjiao. They weren't strong enough. They should stop dreaming. Now the big guy is angry, telling the bastard, "Come at me then." And he's ready. Now, in an honest brawl, he already told Feng to pay the 100,000 he bet with him and didn't deliver. Lauren is a bit hesitant, remembering he lost the bet, but then he points at Lin Han. Finally, damn talk, don't think they're competing against each other, because he's way above the rest. I just shrug and say it's a shame, but he's going to have to disappoint him today. Shortly after, the exam begins. And the tests would be level tests and practical tests. Huh, could it be that the level test? We'll just check their levels? The teacher says, "Don't be shocked, guys. This part won't count as your final test. You'll still have a chance in the practical exam. And obviously, you bunch of primates. This second test here is to test your teamwork and combat skills. The top 3 teams will also receive special items to help them level up and earn qualifications in the selections. Besides that, universities can pick any student they want, even if they did poorly. That's because, sometimes a guy ends up on a bad team. But he's actually good." The exam officially started, and everyone cheered. Right after, everyone lined up to put their hands on the balls. With that, the first losers are already dropping out. Everything, damn, man. I'm trash. Everyone's hitting level 11. Level 10 is for the poor souls who didn't evolve much. Big, really big. He's there thinking, I don't know what that kid prepared. But it's good he's ready, because this determines his future. She's furious. At the same time saying that bastard too. Honestly, she doesn't care about him at all. He just screwed up her life. But then someone asks me, "Miss Bay, aren't you going to protect anyone in this test?" Isn't that the real Feng? Saying she always likes to give Lin Han an advantage, but that loser doesn't deserve special treatment. Big just talks about his crazy patient. Just go take your test and get out of my sight. Filthy. That's not exactly what she said. But that's probably what she's thinking. However, Feng says, "Hey kid, relax. Your old man here is going to humiliate Li Han. Let me show you what it means to be a chosen one of the world." He slaps the ball, gives it a good squeeze, and with that, 16 appears. Everyone's impressed, man. That was someone from the elite. He walks off with his hand in his pocket, thinking he's farming that aura. Little does he know he's about to starve. The little butterfly is right nearby, For sure, she's going to humiliate him soon. He goes up to Li Han and says, "Is that color for suckers? Your old man here is the boss, kid. You better understand, got it? There's no way you can get close to me. Just laugh it off." saying that unfortunately he's already been outclassed. Butterfly on the head, sausage. He touched the big shot and showed 17. The crowd obviously was impressed. This was already getting kind of abnormal. Students shouldn't level up this fast. The chubby guy isn't so bad, huh? Man, if the girl who's super talented is at 17, he's at 15. Talk about him, bro. What's up, Big Mac? He's got his advantages. The floor is talking to the guys over there. So guys, that girl is the real deal. She's one of the most talented at the school. The guys are all hyped. Bro, should we invite her to the university? The other replies, maybe yeah, bro. She seems legit. However, the military guy says, Sir, I heard you had a beast tamer named Lee Han. Where's the tough guy? I want to see him. Right at that moment, he's being announced. The guy knows this. Is the bastard who broke the record in the illusion realm. The next one is approaching when Feng keeps on annoying. Shut up, Blondie. I'm not even going to read what you're saying anymore. Shut up, Blondie. I'm not even going to read what you're saying. Damn kid, you can guess what he's saying while the big is really huge. This one we have to check out, right? At least say a little something so she stays on screen for a bit. While Linhan talks, huh? My MILF stays nice and calm. Because I'm going to embarrass him. I'm already tired of this Blondie bugging me. She suddenly got all flushed, huh? She's really naughty too. The guy's saying he's going to humiliate the student. And she's like, wow. Go ahead. He humiliates with that. Our boy grabs the big ball and starts smoothing it out, wondering how talented he really is. Yikes. He even said he's feeling a strange, wide vibration. The big says she's never seen a situation like this. The big ball starts cracking. And suddenly it breaks right in front of him. Big Mac wants to know what happened, dude. While Big asks if he's okay, he says no. He's calm. She's figuring it out. It's because this tester broke. It doesn't make sense. They took a look while the lion is already there, kind of hiding, wondering if maybe it's because his level is too high, right? Foam, from afar, however, is saying his skill is so bad that the ball decided to break apart. So it wouldn't have to show such a trash result. And, however, for those who miss Calting, absolutely no one. There's another professor, that bastard, who wants to ruin our boy's life. And the guy says he doesn't suffer during the test. Just like Danny became the only tester they have. He's really a shameless guy. Wait, is that really Cal Cho, man? What's up, son? Talk about the guy, bro, kid. He's got swag, dyed his hair red. Go ahead. And the silver-haired guy was just thinking. The teacher said he was going to expel that guy from school. So why is that bastard still here? Does he have some kind of support? Okay, hold on. I'm just being played big. Tell him, that's Ka Chong, twin brother of Ka Chang. He's one of the supervisors of this test. And obviously, he's probably not a big fan of yours. Because of what happened with Brother Vinicius. Isn't he over there introducing himself? Hey, director, man, that Lihan guy broke the thing, bro. He ruined everyone's test. I suggest, obviously, that he be disqualified. Oh man, Pro Tion, though, loses his patience. Says this makes no sense just because. He's angry about what happened to my brother. He shouldn't try to affect his scores. But Xiang is completely ignoring it, saying that it's a waste of precious time on a kid who's just a trash tamer. I've already seen that among the universities, there's a woman there. I just wish the drawing would even show her, but it's going to show the chubby guy with the tiny tie. And the other one saying that, really, if the kid is a tamer, then no. Why waste time? He delayed everyone's life by breaking that thing. So, they really should abandon his test. Suddenly, Silong approaches the protagonist and says, Li Hong, those two guys are from top universities. I need to take into account what they're saying. Right then, Xiang and Feng celebrate. They finally managed to affect that bastard Li Hong's life. The silver-haired guy, however, asks if a person's strength shouldn't be based on their combat power. And the army guy agrees with that stance. Sitting cross-legged, more uncomfortable than I've ever seen in my life. He said the level test is just to see how much effort the person has been putting in. The real important thing was truly the combat power. He thought it was ridiculous that the guys who were there to scout talent were thinking that way, taking away the respect from the army guy, right? At first, it was kind of awkward to say it was. What he's saying makes a lot of sense. Really, while he's already giving that glare to the director and asking if they can just proceed normally. Sikong there thanks the guy for giving the gentleman a chance. Lin Han, come on for God's sake, right? You know our boy owes one to himself, fool. And now he's already thinking that the academy director is really a cool guy. And Big says, wow, he's always such an impartial guy. I can't believe he got involved to help you, Lin Han. It's a wonderful opportunity. Go for it, my boy. Shine. But Funk still hasn't gotten used to being humiliated every time. And he's saying this opportunity won't change anything. He was embarrassed now and will be embarrassed later. Ha ha ha. Incredible laugh. Oh, little protege. But kid, do you think you're all that, man? Keep acting like that, and maybe unintentionally, I'll end up killing you during the fight. Damn, son. Our boy throwing death threats at the crowd like that, huh? Bold. And he already turned around, saying that if they come to the battlefield, Seekong announces the next test is about to start. And not only that, it's going to be broadcast live. Whoa. Everyone in the nation, directors from other schools will be watching. And they better get ready. Hey, Big Mac, say what's up. Patinia, let's team up, bro. I'll carry you. Our boy said it's all good then. Since they have to form a team, so be it, but there's someone a little shy. Micro Skirt is coming. I'm a shooter from class 3. Can I join your team? The big guy already says. Damn, bro, you're on the team with him. That's tough, huh? Even hotties are coming to join us, the little prod. But he's not trying to gather too many people, man. And another thing, he already has 2 women saved inside him, so, why another one? That's what he says, girl. Sorry there, a little kick. But Dad's team is full. You feel me? Go find someone else out there, man. I'm sure there are people better than us, damn. He shut down the mess. You're crazy. But the chubby guy had the wisdom and said, You fool. Do you think it's fun hunting monsters without a woman by your side? Man, if I find that we need 3 people, it'll be way better. And shooting won't give up. She shakes her head, saying, No, there's no one as amazing as you. I know that only if I'm with you do I have chance to win. Please take me. I'm just an elite level 15 knight, but I swear I won't get in your way, little prod. He gets a little excited at least. The damn girl seemed sincere and maybe wouldn't try anything behind his back, which was the most important. Meanwhile, Tianji said, Damn, do you accept this woman? Because I want a babe on my team. The guys are stalling while he keeps insisting. Thanks, chubby. Eventually, she gets all happy. Right? Then he hands the team registration to Big Bing. Want to see the name there? Shooting, class 3, right, you bastard? Already wanting a woman, he says. No way, man, never. It's just that her profession fits. I think she'll be a good addition to the team. Oh, man. I've never seen that girl, Big Bing. Comments that he wished he could go with Lingui Chu, but she joined. Feng's team. Damn, Lingui Chu, you're really filthy. He teamed up with that dumb villain. This boy is being sweet to the MILF, telling her to stay calm, that this wouldn't decide who the winner is. She blushes all over, saying it's okay. He just can't let them embarrass themselves, because everyone knows she supports him. So, if he loses, she'll be affected too. Besides that, she asks him to be careful, because this test could be dangerous, and that. Yeah, hugging the boy like this. Come here, big. Our boy is even blushing. That chubby guy in front of the portal said. Damn kid, stop hitting on women and let's go through this portal. Our boy strides out, thinking he really has a lot of people backing him. From today on, there'd be no way for him to hide his power anymore. So he wouldn't hold back. The scene shifts to the Forbidden Desert, and someone announces everything will be divided into bronze, silver, and gold classes. Obviously, the higher the zone level, the stronger the monsters. Also, they had to keep the bracelet given by the school. Their announcements and the people's rankings would appear, not to mention the countless drones that would follow them, and they tell everyone to charge forward. At the same moment, Fong is advancing alone. While Ling Chu is starving there, he celebrates, saying, This isn't hard at all. 3 lizards advancing toward the poor girl. She snaps her fingers and freezes everything. Wow, you're so cold, girl. What's up with that? She turned the snaps into explosions inside. Outside, everyone is watching on their screens, and Feng and Ling Shu are. At the top of the overall ranking, it's impressive. The director of another school already says it's no wonder everyone wanted to recruit the 2. Meanwhile, the boy they gave a chance, Ring Han, is there, last place, 0. It wasn't even worth giving this kid a shot. The Cow King agrees, Fan. They're the only ones who haven't scored any points. They're really going to bring shame to the school, while Big is sure the boy must have another plan. Then the scene shifts to a danger warning. They were entering a region they shouldn't be in. The drone comes, passes by, and warns them to be careful. They were approaching a zone with creatures ranging from level 10 to 20. Big Mac already says, What's up, one bro? We're going into the silver zone? Are you crazy? Pretinho is thinking that the poor guy doesn't even know he started training in silver zones. But then a message arrives on his bracelet from Feng, telling him to stop embarrassing himself and get out of that place immediately. Our boy just thinks the guy is really a kid. He's pissed at the fool, saying they definitely won't lose to him. Suddenly, a system notification pops up for our guy, telling him he has to hunt 10 gold-level beasts. The reward would be 1,000 beast points, which will definitely help him level up. The monsters. Will he find a really healthy one here in this region? That'd be good, huh? King Big Mac, however, looks a bit scared, saying, "What's up, Liran? You think we can handle the silver beasts?" And Shatinho is saying, "Wow, the silver beasts always move in packs. A bunch will come at once. Do you think we can handle all that pressure?" But I say, "Guys, we're just passing through here and killing on the way. The goal is to reach the gold area." Obviously, the two who were already scared are now trembling even more. However, while they're advancing with this small talk, they're being watched by an 18-level native girl. John said he's not afraid of getting hurt, when suddenly Lin seems startled, clenches his fist, and lands a punch on the hyena that had jumped. 4 more come sneaking up behind our boy. Now, he has to handle that. 3 more get a kick to the mouth. The monsters all fall dead. 3 more shots to the mouth. The monsters all drop dead. While the drones are watching everything, each one was giving 450 points. And our boy asks if they're going to the golden zone with him or not. That makes 2 more cameramen. Those 2 there aren't doing anything, right? But at least they agree, saying that outside, there should be more points. Big is starting to get worried, and then another MILF with glasses appears. You know what it looks like? Shooting's mother says, "You bastard. That student of yours, Lihan, is leading my shooting into danger. If anything happens to her, I won't forgive you." Big already said, "Miss over there, how about you calm down? The boy knows what he's doing." However, right behind, Kachiang is saying, "It's a shame this boy is going to die like this. Even worse, that he took his friends along to the same fate." Big asks, where's his ethics as a teacher, humiliating a student like that? Because he replies that it's not that he's humiliating, he's worried about the friends who are being led to death. The university folks agree, saying it's really good to see he's a caring guy. But suddenly, one of them changes expression, wanting to know why. That the handsome boy's points had suddenly increased. I thought he had stopped at the top of the ranking, right? But he got 450, right? For killing the first hyena. The army guy notices he seems to be starting to react. And the points keep rising. Immediately, Big tells the fool in the corner, "Boy, show me the camera. I want to know what's going on." Wire on the screen, you can see the little ant snapping the wolf on the ground. At the same time, the little bird gives him a thunderstorm. Now that teacher there's already in love, wanted to know if those are the boy's beasts. The university guys immediately look interested, and the one on the right says, "Man, those beasts of the boy weren't so bad after all, maybe. That was the trunk that made him so confident." Kachiang keeps talking. "That strength won't be worth anything. Soon he's going to die." Because they're advancing into the Silver District, a place like this isn't easy to handle with normal beasts like these. But the fish keep pushing forward, destroying all the wolves in their path, while the teacher there comments that those creatures of the boy looked like some kind of farmers, man. They were just walking and the points kept rising. Meanwhile, the rookie realized that at this farming pace, really, soon they'll be at the top in no time. Big tells her to recognize her student's potential. Girl, it's like he was taking hers to the end, and now she thinks she understands why he didn't accept the void beast she sent him. Oh, it was that one from the butler who arrived by truck. Remember our boy? Kick the damn thing. The big birds are up high, raining thunder. While our boy passes by throwing a punch like a cannon, opening a hole, dude. The points keep rising. Meanwhile, damn, are the friends really just spectators like that? I don't care if they're weak, but man, they could be trying something other than just clapping, right? We're going to be there. Come on, guys, we're going to keep going. We is a pretty strong word, huh, man? My friends are starting to get scared, asking if everyone really awakened together. The difference was way too big. You should be at most at the 2nd level, but Lin says, "What's this 2nd level business?" At that moment, they're in disbelief, wanting to know if he really means that he's at the 3rd. One guy's farewell hits the big head saying, "Man, how do you evolve so fast like that, kid?" The protector slaps his arm saying, "Take your hand off, fatty, relax. Besides, this silver zone here isn't enough. Let's keep walking outside." That one over there realizes they're really heading to the gold zone, but now even Big is scared, wondering if the boy will really handle this. Meanwhile, the rookie comes again with his talks, right? Saying the boy thinks killing some beasts in this region makes him invincible. The big inside is insecure, but on the outside, he praises our boy, saying he should watch how easily he's handling those silver beasts. Instead of being sarcastic there, he should trust the students he has. The mattress he's thinking about. Damn that lion. If it weren't for you, my brother wouldn't have gone to jail. Today I'm going to get rid of you, no matter what happens. already on the edge between the silver and bronze zones. Phone is there at his record. He must be above everyone else by now, man. The poor guys won't stand a chance. No matter what they do there. However, he receives a message on his phone. It's Xiaojing warning that the boy Lin Han was already in second place and was also heading into the gold zone. Since he'd probably die there, he should take the silver zone position and earn as many points as possible. The chatterbox man is giving that speech that also brings disaster. She says, "We're already at the top, so there's no reason to risk it. Let's stay here instead of throwing ourselves into the pile of silver beasts and ending up surrounded." But, well, the fool had already disappeared from in front of her. Damn. At that moment, a level 20 beast arrives. Feng took advantage of the location the guy sent and went there to get them to 4 more points. He knows that as long as they deal with this level 20 demon creature, they'll be number 1. The problem is the monster is coming at them all at once. He wonders how it's so fast. An ice stone starts to rise from the ground and hits the beast squarely. The monkey, however, seems to start thawing there while the ring continues, summoning a bunch of stalactite shards. Wanted to know why the idiot brought a creature of this level. She's finally saying that if she keeps cooperating with him, the Storm Sword Master will get what she's been wanting. The poor girl, however, already realizes this guy is screwing her over. She shouldn't have joined such a trash team. Come on. It's the first time I've seen the female lead be this dumb. And obviously, the monkey breaks through the ice barrier she made and advances. Once again, she throws out more ice cones. However, nothing seemed effective. The monkey jumps. He puts his hands together. She tries to defend herself. But relax, the big ant arrives to save the day, opening her eyes half confused. "Who's coming, kid?" I tear the group apart saying, "Hey guys, how'd you all get here, man?" The monkey falls to the ground. He starts being devoured while the little bird rains down thunder on him. A few seconds later, the beast is dead on the ground. He can't understand how a level 20 monster was killed. Almost instantly, while the rookie is asking, who gave them the guts to challenge the monster? Far above both their levels, Feng stands there, not even looking sideways. The kid doesn't want to look like a fool, and seeing that, our boy thinks that if he knew who this guy was, he shouldn't have acted, right? He could have just let this guy die. Feng, however, goes straight for the blood, plunges his hands in and grabs our boy by the throat, and asks who let him help. He clearly came there to steal his prey. He kind of put his hand in the blood to dirty his clothes. On purpose. Look, Link and Joao told him to stop being an idiot. If Lin hadn't saved him, they probably would have gotten beaten for sure. He slaps her hand, telling her to stop sucking up to him too. Clearly, this bastard was there to steal his points and mess with both their ranks. However, she just slaps him right in the face. Man, take that slap in the face. He asked if the damn girl really has the guts to hit him. She, however, just snaps back. Wanted to know why she wouldn't. Damn kid. It's Vista, who only agreed to help him because his family promised a level 20 piece of equipment. Exclusive, she herself thinks he doesn't even deserve to be cursed at. For her, man, $1 million, huh? The dumb Fong is trying to speak. But the little plate is already leaking, saying that the little show between the two is interesting, but he's out of time. So he goes back to his friends. I don't know who's celebrating, saying the boy can be as arrogant as he wants. But when he enters the golden zone with that little gift on his shirt, it's going to be the end of the boy. Monkey blood will probably attract other monkeys, right? And there, right at the entrance of the golden zone, our boy left the two, which he shouldn't have done, right? Those poor guys were going to be brought down as soon as they came. The ninja flashes a smile, and the chubby guy cheers, saying, "Damn kid, I thought I'd never eat a Big Mac again." Suddenly, a level 28 Netherwolf shows up. Damn, the level here is really high, dude, like that. Until now, I was with the villains, but now I have to agree with the teacher, who said he's leading everyone into a pretty risky place. It's okay that he gave a hug. The beast exploded on the tree. Fine, but still, right? It's somewhat dangerous. At least his mission is to kill 10 of those creatures. So it seems it might be easy lie down like that in a second. The pack appears in front of them, but they celebrate. They killed so many monsters in the Silver Zone that both leveled up a lot. You already hear the big ant and the little bird saying it's time for them to return to the nest. Both advance easily, eliminating a good part of the pack. While the experience keeps rising, Big Ant and the Thunder Girl are already at level 26. Man, I'm scared he might get a wolf pet and it ends up being kind of furry. Then the weirdos will go crazy, the freaks. A few seconds later, all the beasts are dead. He earns my points. A few seconds later, all the beasts are dead. He earns my points. Another level up spends the 1,400 attribute points to max out all strength. When suddenly, the little ant comes running and jumps onto his chest. She's stuck there, kind of licking the blood, saying it was delicious. And she didn't want to get off the master. The scene is a bit confusing, while the little bird tells the ant to stop monopolizing. Both are a bit flushed, and the friends find it kind of weird. It wasn't the kind of beast taming they expected. Then, wolf players suddenly appear near the friends and say that since they came here with him, they can kill that thing to earn some points. However, the two are more interested in the experience. Chan decides to check what rank they are at. And, obviously, we're in first place with 7,200. Huh, isn't that kind of low? I thought it would be like 20,000 against these 4,000, but still. They know this must be attracting everyone's attention outside. And, obviously, now the guys are starting to compete among themselves to see who'll get Linhan. The chubby guy is laughing. I'm going to take this kid Linhan, while the guy with the bangs says, "Stop being stupid, fatty. You don't have any beast tamers. He'll definitely do better at our university." They're arguing back and forth, while Silkong is impressed, wondering if this kid really is one of their students from his school normally. A prodigy like this would only appear in elite schools, even Big is impressed that her kid is really that promising, while the guys from the university are thinking about starting a fight to see who will get Linhan. But then someone tells them to stop now if they don't want to get beaten up by both. It's the military guy, you warning them they're forgetting the most important thing of all. The guys are already wondering, oh man, the director wants Lien. That's trouble, even though our schools are tough. They can't compete with the military academy, but the guy is cool and also says the most important thing is which academy Lien wants to go to. It's his choice. So you better stay quiet and wait for his opinion after the test. The two fools just agree there, man, while the director is strangely emotional, even crying. He said he never expected that one day he would be admired by the military folks. Big is just there thinking about how amazing he is. Meanwhile, Kachi Young can't understand how this damn Lien got so strong. As far as he knows, he used to be trash to him. The best option was for Feng Young to find this kid and kill him. At this exact moment, inside the test, Feng just found out that the rookie is at the top of the rank. Obviously, he's not willing to accept that and wants to kill this kid. So speak up, Lingue. You fool. Hurry up. Got first place, Lien passed. She, however, laughs, saying he dreams a lot. Someone like him. Thinking he can get first place. Phone points. Asking what she means by that. Isn't he still wanting to win the level 20 weapon? But she just replies that she has no strength left to fight. If he's so interested in being on top, he should go alone, because she can't help it all. Obviously, Feng can't handle it alone, he tells her to screw off while thinking he won't let Lien keep shining for now, but soon his race will be destroyed too. Shortly after, the test ends and people are exiting the portal. One of the first teams to appear is Feng's Ling Shu's, which at that moment was in second place. The director praises them, saying they really worked hard, especially Ling Shuai, who is very skilled and killed countless powerful enemies. Besides that, Feon also had a remarkable performance, an impatient boy who unintentionally provoked one of those demons and almost got into trouble. He died. But he was still a good kid. The fool got roasted right in the middle of the praise. And Suking is just talking. Surely the schools must be interested in them. They say yes, but where's the boy Lin, huh? At that moment, Foam thinks, I spilled blood on that idiot's chest. At that moment, surely, the moment he stepped into the golden zone, he must have been surrounded and killed. However, then someone shouts that Lin Han has arrived. Our boy and two cones coming out of the portal. Currently ranked first. The blonde guy thinks this is completely impossible. Yeah, you should use 1 + 1 = 2, right? The moment you left, you were second in the rank. Clearly, someone had to be alive. It could only be him. And now the guys are passing by. Girlfriends at the funk party saying, move out of the way, fool, as our boy returns. Damn, Lin, you're the brave guy. We have scholarships for you. Come to our academy. There are plenty of boys there. You'll love it. Lin is thinking, man, these guys are enthusiastic. And the guys keep shouting desperately, saying Academy X is better. Academy Y is better. The usual. However, he starts to notice that someone so desperate like that, right, was kind of weird. Then the military academy guy just tells the two to be quiet and let Lin choose. Besides, he wants to have a little chat with him first. Best question, Mr. Alihan. What's the boy's level? If I'm not mistaken, he should have at least reached the 3rd level. Everyone is. Oh my god, but obviously, right guys? He was killing the level 28 beast. He wouldn't have managed that if he was still stuck at 20. And with that, the academy guys who were already interested are even more so now, while Ali says big. Why didn't you tell me he was in 3rd class? I wouldn't have been nervous at all then. She replies, haha, if I told you, who would believe it? But inside, she's thinking, damn it, why didn't you tell me? Phone can't believe it, because this bastard was always ahead of him. In theory, he's always been the #1 genius in this school. So he warns that the kid is cheating. Everyone awakened a few days ago. It's impossible for him to be at the 3rd level, but the military guy and this one saw them talking. Dude, I forgot about you. They noticed they said the same thing. And the guy talks to our boy, and he on the side is already building more tension between these two here than between the protagonist and the women in this story. That's right. He remembers Phone was doubting, and it was the military guy who protected him. So, well, since he won't hide it, he shows off his little badge here. Idiot. Look, level 27, Elite Beast Tamer. Okay? Take a look and respect it. Besides, you think I don't know you through that. Monkey's blood, right in the middle of my chest to betray me, man. In the end, you only helped me because I killed the creatures. Even faster, Ving, all awkward, just replies that he has no idea what he's talking about. He's none of that. Makes sense, but little guy introduces himself, big speaking. Oh, girl, there's no reason for you to deny it. Our cameras recorded everything and can clearly see what you did. It was on purpose, strangely enough. But Phone has a little smirk on his face. Even I found that suspicious, dude. And Lin obviously noticed something's wrong. Now Phone says, Examiner Cal, why don't you show the monitor so we could check the cameras? I thought it was some 4th-dimensional plot. That suddenly they got smart, but no. He just broke the camera and said, unfortunately, there's no way to see. Big rips it from his hand, saying she'll get the info anyway. But Chaos only thinks she was really an idiot, as if he would leave. Evidence that Phone had done something. However, someone said to stay calm. If the problem was some surveillance cameras, he had all of them noted down. It was the military army commander saying that, obviously, he needed to understand everyone's performance. That's why they had cameras planted beforehand, which would guarantee a view of everything. Then, he starts the projection warning that, however, he didn't think it would serve as evidence. You can clearly see Phone. The monkey's blood is still dripping on the floor, and then grabbing the little protege by the collar. And IE warns that it's public knowledge that the blood of these demonic monkeys serves as a kind of hypnosis to attract other beasts. It's good, Phone, that the person he tried to hurt wasn't one of his soldiers, because if that had happened, his family would suffer something worse than death. At that moment, Shirkong appears asking, Phone, did you really do something like that and stain the entire reputation of our school? He must be pretty eager to be expelled from this place. However, Lin Hanfi isn't letting anyone leave. Don't get slick about it. And he warns that dumb Fei Yang is just a pawn. That dumb kid, damn, how could that blonde fool not know the effects of the hypnotic monkey? And that's why he's sure that the one behind all this is our dear Ka Chiang. Especially since this guy has been trying to disqualify him from the start. And the broken camera was right in his hands, the crooked Ka Chiang. Haha, I didn't do anything, kid. I'm just an examiner. Haha, oh dear, funny little boy. I would never do something like that. Besides, yes. That kid did Yang Hum. What a disgusting kid. I'd be ashamed to be associated with him. Obviously, Fei Yang won't let this guy escape the ship and say, you bastard, don't leave me here, man. I just wanted the monkey's points. Was it you who sent the message? Warning to wipe the blood off the gentleman's shirt. Lin Han, right away. The thug demands his head and kicks him in the chin, telling him to shut up, as if he would say something like that. But the phone slips out of his pocket. Big grabs it immediately, man. He's the only kid his age who doesn't have everything blocked. Aren't you afraid of what sites you visit, kid? And, obviously, she sees the messages right away and says it's confirmed. The thug had warned about everything, but boy Phone, the bastard, tries to push forward, claiming the accusations are false and demanding the phone back. However, the director says he really is like a brother to him and immediately throws him to the ground by the neck, and the guy says, so you were using your influence to affect the tests that we, from the military group, came to watch. You really deserve a punishment you never imagined in your life. And right then, the guys from the other universities say there's no way they'll accept this boy Phone. That a kid who corrupts himself like that isn't worth having around. Hearing all this, the sucker knows, man, that his future is over, while Pratinya thinks everything is fine. Obviously, when the little ant threw herself into the blood, that's when he figured it all out. He just didn't expect the manager to have found out so early. To the point of having recorded it, it really would be good to get into the military academy. And here comes this guy in that mood. Get lost, old man. And obviously, he already comes to offer our guy, huh? Kid, you're the boss, huh? You're crazy. Waterfall, man. If you want to join the military, just tell us. Roll up with the crew. The protector is there, man. Should I join these badasses when the other guys from other universities are begging in the background saying, Beidao Academy better not come of mine. The guys are fighting over our boy, while the right tour wonders how many years have passed. Wanted to see 3 people fighting over the same student? This kid really was the #1 in this place. They had to support him. Sometime later, he's back on stage, saying the ceremony is over, and now it's time to hand out the awards for group number 3. The pink 1 and 2 guys whose heads weren't even properly drawn. Number 2, Ling Wuchu, a total sucker, and Feng who went hungry, and number 1, the protagonist with the 2 cones beside him. Based on our boy's performance, he received a village right in the middle of the city, man. Besides an advanced skill book of the Heavenly Fist, there was also a gold-level necklace, which boosted attributes by 20% for 3 minutes, and could be used 3 times. Our boy, all humble, thanks the endless support from the school and the whole city, saying he'll do everything possible to protect it until the end of time. Then the guy's happy, because now that he's got a big house, he can sleep hugging both of them every day. Man, you're a beast. The teacher celebrates and says that's soon big. We'll show him the boy's house. How's that? We're arriving at the abandoned city, and our boy is sitting in the back seat. There are 3 seats, but why are you leaning so much like that? She wants to know which academy he's going to join. Obviously, if he wanted a calm and stable path, Kim Bei would be the best choice. But it's undeniable that the military group was also the best place to train people. If he had even bigger goals in the future, maybe that would be the way. However, if he needed more resources, maybe skin base would be the best option, because they usually give a lot to the students. However, he already has Forma Gwenha and Passerda. With those 2, there's not much else he really needs. The important thing is to get more tamer points and also report more rare creatures. And then he says he's sure the best option is the military. Big says she expected that, and tells him if he needs anything, just come to her. The little protege thinks that even though the Bei family was influential, it's not like they could help him with the military, but it's all good. He has help from the 2 girls and knows he can count on them anytime. Human turns the steering wheel. Human makes a maneuver. Our boy is thrown to the side and lands on her thighs. What's up, kid? Big throws the bigs at the boy's head and says, Kid, you must be needing another beast, right? Big sis here will help you catch one. I know where there are some really good fire attribute creatures. How about something really hot? The little protege is all red, while she talks about the forest near the city of Shank. Known as the Flame Forest, there was a platinum-level firebird that might be perfect for his level. Besides, it would be good for him to have another creature before going to the academy. He's thoughtful about this firebird thing, but he's distracted by the mountains, crushing the poor boy, while she says it's also a dungeon that would allow him to reach the requirement level for the 4th level. She wants to know if he's liking it, and he says it's enough. Oh, naughty, he turned red. And she knows what she did, right? Saying that enough. Fun. It's time to go to the fire forest. And we're already here. What's this? Not going home first, boy. One thing I say, this kid doesn't stop for a second. The kid is already walking around there. She said she hopes the information is correct, since they said the monster was around here. But at the same time, some big cats appear. I think some fire lions. They look more like lions, right? The little protege says he'll go at them. But Big says, Kid, if you're afraid, he just stays behind the brave one. The monsters advance. She stretches the motive with that ice magic. Also lands a stab. Overall, the kid is impressed. Big is using the worst element against fire. And even so, winning easily. Besides, she was leaving them almost dead. 1 hit away from him killing. He already wants to know, bro, Big. What's your potential, girl? She said she'll reveal it to the boy later. Especially since the first one he had to farm. Oh man. For that, he had received that famous farm assist and 1,000. While using 2 female pets to hunt, that guy's living the easy life. Easily, he finishes off the monsters. And already reaches level 28, 29, and 30. Because of that, the tiger next gives 0 experience, and once again he's stuck. Shortly after, she already asks if that's it. And he says yes. He's hit the limit, man. Big doesn't stop helping. The boy grabbed her little hand and says they have to move forward now. The other monster is right there. Oh, it's going to be another flock. Apparently, the kid is up in that tree there. And she celebrates, saying the info is really correct. Lin said he can't waste a second. He crouches down, activates his wings, and rushes toward the little bird. He was eager to show his strength in front of his big sister. Mid-air, he summons the little ant, launching it straight at the bird. What the heck, bro? Didn't even react. Just took one right in the face. The monster crashes, exploding on the ground. And right then, Lihan already comes making the contract. Damn. That one was really easy, huh, bro? Oh, the worst part is the beast was level 35. For real, that little ant is stronger than usual. Ah, and he notices something's wrong. She had levels higher than the other two. However, her stats were much lower. He'll probably have to use that skill, right? The ancestral atavism to awaken her true potential. Bing already says, well, my work here is done. I think you can handle yourself. The big sister is leaving the city of Wulazu for a few days, so it will be a while before we meet again. I hope you don't stop getting stronger here, kid. When you're ready, come find me and surprise me. Hey, what's that, son? He sped off in the fancy car and bailed, leaving our boy alone in the forest. Give him some cash to come back, Earl. But he doesn't care about her. When there's another fierce one to awaken, he just throws her forward, activates the atavism, and by some divine miracle, she's the first blonde in the group, son. Finally no white hair. She reverts to her ancestral form, and I think she's the most well-behaved girl so far in this story. But hey, what's this, kid? Why does she have 45,000 strength and 78,000 agility? Something's off with these stats here, besides a skill that affects the ground with a 1-kilometer radius. And she's clinging to our boy, asking for a hug. Well, he says the ancestral power really is strong. Back at the class change time, obviously, once again it's a 5-star. He replies that he's getting used to it, right? Looks like it's going to be like this forever. The idiots outside are wondering who's up next. And look who shows up, kid. Our boy walks surrounded by beauties, while the fools are all wide-eyed. It was time to head to the bitter swamp to finish this mission. When he gets there, he sees there aren't many monsters. And it doesn't seem that dangerous. Plus, the creatures in the water don't even look that big. The moment the first one attacks, he summons a coffin and says he'll let her handle this. She looks like a mobile game doll. Weird that she only has strange lines, right? She appears saying she'll satisfy him. She unleashes a burst of flames, and poor Ingwe's all fried. Looks like his mission is to kill some turtles, and he says he's not finding any. She floats and says she knows the way in that direction, so they head through the forest. In another part of the swamp, they come across a turtle tram. Our boy says he's scared because he has trypophobia. But luckily they found it all at once, right? That makes it easier to deal with. To keep the others angry without their dad, he tells them to advance in that direction. Meanwhile, the weird one wants to know what she should do. He tells the troublemaker to stay close by, while the other two level up a bit as well. The little ant throws a punch, the turtle summons thunder while he drinks some juice. Gaining experience, but obviously this was way too easy even for him. A water geyser shoots up, and the swamp turtle king, level 49, appears. The beast comes with a secret skill, called 15 pixels, dude, out of nowhere. Our boy is all pixelated. What happened? He's desperate, dude. Someone render this kid. He knows anyone else would run from a level 49 creature. But he's not alone. He has the system, the attribute points, and the 3 fierce ones by his side. He immediately makes the troublemaker fly by activating wings. Calls the ant, calls Thunder Guy. And the first punch hits dead on. Thunder strikes from above, and at the same time, another attack hits. Calls the little boss over there, poor thing. Just keeps getting beaten up. That poor guy only showed up to reduce the pixels. And he's already scorched the little one. You'd be impressed he was still moving somewhat, after taking a full attack with 100% power from both. Damn, kid. But then another beast rises from the waters, devouring him and causing our boy to fail the mission. At least the mission evolves from defeating the Turtle King to defeating the Water Captain. And now would give 2,000 points. Instead, oh man, our boy decides it's time to test this and activates the fusion. Wow. And he's going to merge with the little ant, the lightning passer, and a really hot little bird. I'm even scared of what might show up. Oh no, what's this, man? A fierce armor just appeared. I thought a mega powerful, insanely hot one was going to show up. Artist, why do you do this to me out of nowhere? Mega luck. Okay, that explains it. It's because everything fused into him, right? They turned into armor. Good thing, right? That the protagonist didn't turn into a hottie. That would be peculiar. And the boy's stats are insane. with 91,000 strength. It beeped. Looks like it's not reacting, and suddenly another starts appearing behind him. The pets can still communicate and warn him to be careful, that others were also showing up. Suddenly 3 appear, and he immediately turns around, activating the Phoenix's fire, throwing explosions everywhere. The good part is it's killing everything. The bad part is always, right? The spear got stuck. He's not gaining anything from this. At least with the phases solved. Now, it was just finishing the boss. He headed forward, activating both wings plus A's punch. And he lands a solid hit right in the middle of the snake's neck. Man, oh man. Brutality, dude. It tore right through the middle. The pets are all celebrating, but he seems to notice that something was still alive around there. Anyway, the 3 beasts had merged with a snake's head, turtle shell, another snake's tail, but wait, turtle? The beast even has a special name, something like Xuanwu. And meanwhile, somewhere else, an alarm is ringing. An unknown and fierce kind of beast just showed up in the middle of the swamp, and apparently, it's having a rough reception, right? But once it's going to starve. Poor thing. And why's our boys but exposed in that armor there? Hey designer, what's this here? Man, it protected everything except the boy's tail. That opening there, dude. And his pets are warning that this monster in front was some kind of mimic who is copying other styles. Wait for him to be careful. However, by attacking suddenly, he ends up forced to defend himself. The prototype, being pushed away, says that this bastard has no martial ethics and attacked him kind of sneakily. However, it's okay. He is confident that he has far more attributes than any monster of this level. He advances again, engaging in a fair fight, hitting one of the snake's heads and causing an explosion in the middle of the lake. And, obviously, the monster was defeated. The system congratulates him. As a reward, he receives a black turtle shield that reduces 50% of critical damage. At the same time, the 3 giants come out inside him. Man, now we know where that exposed ass came from, right? It's explained now. The only bad thing is that Linho gets exhausted with all this energy being used, and the 3 come to help the boy. Damn, tough life. They ask him to never do that fusion again, because it's very dangerous. He's getting worn out. However, at least with that, he's already in the mission room, completing the class change. Since his class is Tamer, he always gets some skills that help him kind of stay alive, right? To keep the beasts fighting. And this time, he gains invisibility for 2 minutes and teleport up to 10 meters. As usual, however, there are the skills he also receives from the system. Now number 1. Became one to share vision with the beast for 1 hour. Plus telepathy to communicate and a perception shield, right? So enemies couldn't notice his presence. Crazy, he went with the perception shield. I think I would go with the vision sharing one. Maybe, although really, right? Telepathy for what? The beasts are always inside him anyway. Damn, man. Skills successfully implanted. And now that I checked his attributes outside the fusion, they're low, huh? The boy is really starving. 6,800 strength. The boy is accumulating a skill book. And now it's time to join the military academy. The time has come, son. We're teleporting there for now. He's leaving only the little ant on his shoulder, right? Since the others attract too much attention. As soon as he arrives, the chubby guy is already there. What's up, bro? Let's go eat some Big Macs, our kid. Hey, what's up? Yo, squad. What are you guys doing? The chubby guy says, hey, bro, you came to this academy? We came to follow you. And Zuxinha says it's the same for her. From now on, she's going to follow the boy. Chan is already sticking to our guy, saying just like Fernando, who was going to leave him alone, son. From now on, they'll always be together. However, later at the hotel, the handsome guy already regretted it. The damn chubby guy was snoring loudly messy. When suddenly, the little girls say they have the solution. I thought they were going to cover his ears with their bodies, so to speak. But no, they use a bar to run around him. They create kind of an isolated space, while Phoenix sticks to our boy, saying the master belongs to her. The others pull the damn girl, saying it's good. She stays calm because she arrived last. An honest fight starts, and our guy hugs them all, telling them to relax. Hey, he's here for everyone. They can check that out. They thank and already give a like. On this video, guys, we finished another work on this channel. I just thought our little protagonist could have suffered more, right? I thought it was all too easy. It's true that Chinese stories are often easy, but they still suffer sometimes, right? It's going to suffer a little in life too, right? So I can relate to you. Boy, do you think I'm walking around with 3 little monsters stuck to me? Girl, I don't relate to that. At least this work is releasing a ton of chapters, and it's pretty recent. So soon there will be more, right? And if it does well, part 2 will come in, so you don't miss out. What are you going to do? Turn on the phone? From there I went.